Hello, people. It's me, Danny Graham. Once again, this is my show, Comic Chat. Today, I got my boy here, Mr. Sean Stackhouse, and we're going to discuss basically Crisis on Infinite Earths that CW is doing, in my opinion, a fantastic job. We're just going to talk about the first two episodes since currently, right now, I do believe the third episode is playing, but we're going to cover that probably later in the week on Sean's channel. Before we get into the discussion, I'm going to actually do the same three things I always ask you to do, please. If this is the first time you're viewing my channel, please subscribe. I need your subscriptions. I'm trying to get that 1,000 subscription mark by February. Second, I'm going to ask you to do is please give me a thumbs up because your feedback, whether it's positive or negative, which I prefer positive, it fuels me, gives me that motivation that I need to keep going. Also, it produces conversations for chats on my upcoming shows. And third, I'm going to ask you is please hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload in the future. Now, Sean, I'm just going to ask you first. I'm going to let you have the floor first. What did you think of episode 1, and do you think it was better than episode 2? I think episode 2 was a better one, but I'm going to let you go ahead and tell me what you think.
I watched episode 2 today. Episode 1, though, I mean, it was tight. I mean, everything about it was good. I have some issues with episode 2. But we're just 2 episodes into like a 5-episode arc,
Yes,
so
yeah.
My biggest issue with the episode 2 is how they treated the treatment that they did to Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne. I didn't really care for that, but I understand that there is lore in the comic books that support that version of Bruce Wayne.
Was he supposed to be the Bruce Wayne that we see on Batman Beyond?
I don't think so. I think he was an alternate Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I don't remember the Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond wearing any kind of exoskeleton.
No.
And I know he was bitter, but this Batman had already dived over the edge and was killing people. So
yeah, I mean,
the fact that he's Superman was kind of like, I know Supergirl, that was the straw that broke the camel's back on that.
So how do you feel about towards the end of episode 2, Kate Kane ended up with that little piece of kryptonite that Bruce had in his suit? What do you think she's going to do with that?
I think that's always going to be anyone that's associated with Batman. They're going to always have that I guess that ace up their sleeve because they're always going to hope for the best but prepare for the worst.
They've got to have that contingency plan. Yeah,
I think they're just kind of passing on the torch that, okay, yeah, I'm going to be a team player and I'm going to play, but in the case that you get stupid or crazy, then I'm going to have something in place. So I'm not too mad at that. I'm not too mad at that. Well, speak. How you doing, Mama Bear? How you doing, Coach Gabe? Glad you could join us.
What's up, guys? But overall, man, I love what they're doing. I really, really do. And man, like you and I were talking back and forth via DMs today, and what they did with Brandon Routh Superman, man, he was a beast.
Yeah. Let me say, if you haven't watched it yet, this is going to be a full spoiler on the first 2 episodes. Let me put this in right here right now. It's going to be a full spoiler on Crisis on Infinite Earth of the first 2 episodes. Neither one of us have watched the 3rd episode, but to me, first episode was good. Second was much better.
Yeah,
I will agree with the statement you just made. I was pleasantly surprised with Brandon Routh Superman. I thought it was going to be more like the Superman Returns Superman, which I didn't like, but he stepped it up. I think now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that supposed to be like the continuation of Clark Kent Superman? Because I noticed that he had the slouch like Christopher Reeves has whenever he's in Clark Kent mode, and then when he becomes Superman, you can kind of see him put his shoulders back and stand more tall and firmer. I can see that transition whenever he was Clark when he put on his Superman suit.
I'm gonna go and say yes because they played the John Williams theme when it came time to introduce that Superman. So I've read like here and there rumors that he's going to be the continuation of the Christopher Reeve Superman, much like he was in Superman Returns, even though that was a trash, horrible movie. Superman,
Yes,
you
most
cannot
definitely.
write Superman as a love story. It just does not work that way.
Yeah.
But man, if they would have, see, I know they're making a spin-off with the trash Superman from Supergirl. You know, I wish they would do the spin-off with Brandon Ruth, you know, with that Superman.
After seeing it last night, I agree with you. I was much more impressed with Brandon Ruth's version of Superman. I even liked the black in the S. I guess that was him mourning the loss of Lois and all his other friends.
Yeah,
I mean,
you saw his wall. He lost everybody. Everybody. And so he's playing the comic book version of Kingdom Come Superman. And but man, it was just something. What they're doing, I mean, there's so much fan service just in these 2 episodes alone. It's ridiculous. And then, you know, they Lex gets a hold of the book and he starts killing Superman from different Earths. And I love, as much as I wish Tom Welling would have been in there a little bit more, you know, when he ended up in Smallville and he tried to kill Superman or Tom Welling Superman. Tom just took the kryptonite out of his hand. He looks at it. He just chucks it. He's like, okay.
I don't understand why he would give that up, because it's not the continuing story that we left off in Smallville. Smallville, he was finally accepting his role as Superman.
Yeah.
And now I guess whatever number of years he's totally done giving it up. I think Lois said they had a couple of kids now.
Yep.
So I would like to see what made him give up that power. Also, I think Tom Welling, for whatever reason, he's just scared to put on that suit. He's never put on that suit. I don't think he want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And last night was just evidence to me, further evidence that he's not interested in being Superman at all.
It was great to see him, you know.
Yeah, it was a good team.
I didn't expect to see him suit up, you know. I didn't. I had hoped that he would, but you know, I know that during Smallville they had the contract, no tights, no flights, you know. So
the last episode when he finally did, you could tell it was computer generated. It wasn't him.
Oh yeah, it was CGI. It was horrible CGI too.
Yeah. I wish I think we discussed earlier. It would have been cool to see Chloe and PD and Lana. I sure wish they could have had Smallville's version of Lex. That would have been cool. If Supergirl's Lex could have seen Smallville's Lex and see how they would jive together, or that would have been a cool scene.
That would have been very cool.
Yeah, a missed opportunity.
There are some missed opportunities so far, but I mean, there are so many good things that they're doing. It's just ridiculous, man. You know, one of my friends that I met on YouTube, he has a YouTube channel called Tremaine Terrence, and he uploaded a video today, and he was out of his mind, you know, overjoyed with what they're doing with Crisis, you know, because
I'll follow Tremaine. He's very funny animated.
Yeah, he's a very, very cool guy. I've had him on a lot of my DC streams, and he's very knowledgeable. But man, it's just, I haven't read the Crisis storyline in a lot of years, and I know
I haven't either. Well, watching this makes me want to watch it, and I'm curious. I think tonight is going to be Black Lightning or either Flash. I'm not certain.
I think Black Lightning is going to make an appearance tonight from the previews I saw. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure which show it's going to be on. Is it going to be on Black Lightning show, or is it going to be on Flash?
Oh, I think it's Flash.
Okay. I think Black Lightning is going to be the season finale.
Could be.
The mid-season finale, I think. And then I think they may show it on the Flash. But the Flash, they hadn't shown him too much in Crisis. And he's looking very timid. I mean, I'm not understanding what his part's supposed to be, especially when on the Flash show they building him up so much to die. I mean, the whole season so far has been preparing the team for him to die, and he passed on the leadership of the team to Cisco.
Yep.
And he passed on the helm of Hero to Elongated Man.
The only
So
thing that I've gotten from the Flash so far is that he's extremely pissed that Oliver died.
yes,
And
and that
they're going to the Lazarus pit. And, well, they did all that already, and so Constantine
yeah.
is trying to bring back his soul. And
I don't think Constantine gonna be able to do it because he tried last night and he said there's too much antimatter in
yeah,
the universe is kind of nullifying his power. So I'm not sure how they're gonna do that.
Mads says Black Lightning is connected, but not the actual crossover. What do you mean by that, Mads? Because I know he's going to be in the crossover. There was a TV spot where he and the Flash meet, I believe. I don't know if his show is actually going to be in the crossover, but I know he's going to be in the crossover to some extent, which is about time. Black Lightning deserves his time, in one of these epic crossovers, because Black Lightning is an awesome character. The only thing that would make it even more sweet is if they had Static Shock come in. I'd love to see Static. Static's one of my favorite characters.
I can do without Static Shock.
Well, when I was in my
I watched the show. I watched the show, which is, and I'm familiar with him from what I remember from the cartoon. But his appearance is not necessary.
I understand where you're coming from. I just, in my teens through my early 20s, man, the DCAU was where it was at for me. Like Batman all the way up to like the Justice League cartoons, and Static was right in the middle. And they were all connected, and Static was fun. And one of the things I like most about it is the voice of Static's father is the guy who played Stephen Keaton on Family Ties back in the day. So that's my 80s nerd showing.
I got you. I'm trying to remember now that I've done seen episode 2. Episode 1 is slowly fading, but basically, I like the pace of episode 1. They kept me interested. They kept me. They jumped from scene to scene, but it was interesting, and it seemed that clear. It was clear that Oliver was the leader. That they seemed to rally behind Oliver. I'm curious to see whether or not Constantine is going to be able to get his soul back. Because if he get his soul back, then I think they're going to need Oliver's leadership. And then I can't think of the name they call them, but there are 7 of them that's supposed to be able to combine together. They call each one of them I can't think what it was, but I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Supergirl's one. Did they say Flash? Supergirl, Batwoman, Kingdom Come Superman.
Yep.
And I can't think of the 4th one, but they've revealed 4 now, and they're trying to look for the other 3. I'm not sure who those other 3 going to be, but I thought that was a twist.
I'm not sure, but there is so much that they have to cover. They have to. It makes sense that they have to bounce back and forth from place to place to place to place. I don't even know if they did this in the cinematic universe, if they could actually fully incorporate the comic book 100%. You know what I mean? There was just so much.
Yeah, I don't think they could. They would have to do it more justice. They would have to make each one of these crossovers about a 2-hour show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know if they would be allowed to be budget that time for each 5 parts, but 10 hours would be, I think, sufficient to cover a good chunk of the material comic book did, but I don't think they're going to allow. Maybe they'll do a 2-hour on the last episode.
Yeah, they could totally do that. And what they're doing, I mean, is very ambitious for a TV network.
I'm trying to figure out if CW can do it. Why the hell can't WB do it? I don't understand that. I don't understand why this can't do it.
I don't know, man. I mean, the CW has the Arrowverse has been going strong all the while, the DCEU has been kind of floundering up until Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman hit. And so because I mean, some of the like the season finales on Arrow, they were very cinematic, like when they were fighting all of Slade's minions that were injected with Mirakuru and stuff. It was like,
I remember that.
it was very cinematic, it was very well shot. You could make that the equivalent of a scene from a movie. I mean, it was legit. So if they can do it on a TV budget, they could definitely do something like this in the movies.
I agree with that. I was trying to think of the money shot to me was when they finally revealed how the Anti-Monitor looked, and that now like he's trying to take over the Monitors. I forget what she called herself.
Oh, the Harbinger or
Harbinger.
Yeah, Harbinger.
Yeah,
Lila.
So like he's trying to get her on his side now.
Do you think he looked like a form of a Martian? Because he kind of looked like
I think like a burnt form of. I'm thinking that as he absorbs the Monitor's power, his face is going to become more humanoid. That's what I'm thinking. Because he was saying as each universe dies, I steal some of my mirror's power.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that he may look totally grotesque or animal-like at his first conception, I guess. But as he devours or destroys each universe, I'm thinking he's going to look. The end product is going to look more like the Monitor, maybe a little different hairstyle or facial hair or something. But that's what I'm thinking. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah. So what do you think about see, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as winter breaks when it came to TV shows. It's like they might take a week off or something like that, but that's about it. But tonight's episode is the fall finale until like January or something.
A lot of shows is going to that format. I don't know why. I don't know whether that saves money or I guess they don't want to flood the market or they're trying to get more bang for their buck, I guess, or to build up the viewership, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to get stuff at a fever pitch. One of my shows that I watch on Stars is Power, and Power right now is in its winter break. It went off. I don't know if you remember this, but you remember back in the days of Dallas, and they had that big thing, Who Shot JR?
Oh, yeah.
And you had to wait a whole season, a whole year to end it. And everybody, the whole summer, the whole winter, whatever, talking about Who Shot JR? Well, now they've got that same process, but a shorter time to wait. Because on Power, it was the main character name was Ghost, and he was shot. And everybody was wondering who shot Ghost. And how they did it was he has about 9 or 10 enemies. And they showed each enemy going to the club where he was at. So we don't know who it is. We speculating and we guessing, but we don't know. So I'm thinking that that's the formula now that's get more people interested or get more people plugged into the show because they can be like, well, because I guarantee the night finale is going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I expect tonight to be like a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't play on my TV here, and I don't know why, but it'll be on my CW app.
Yeah.
Probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm gonna get up and watch it before I go to work, digest it, and I guess we come back tomorrow or Thursday. We can be able to discuss that or whenever you have your show.
Yep.
I'm sure it's gonna be a cliffhanger. Like I said, first episode was good, a little slow, but to me now, my opinion, last night was a very good episode. I was very pleased with some of the things. I also like that part. I don't know whether you caught it. When Kingdom Come Superman said, "This is not the first time I fought myself." So I think he was referring to Superman 3.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Tar in the kryptonite and it made him go bad.
Yep.
So I'm thinking he was referring to that
Or
which I
he's
thought.
sitting at the bar flicking nuts into the into the bottles of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many things with this Kingdom Come Superman that makes me think this is the continuation of the Christopher Reeve Superman, which
I
is
do believe it is.
yeah, it's exactly what he was hired to do in Superman Returns. It was a sequel to Superman 2. They were ignoring 3 and 4. So yeah, I truly, truly believe, especially with the John Williams theme, that this is Christopher Reeve Superman. And I mean, he embodies like in this Kingdom Come suit. I didn't care for the Superman Returns suit. I thought it was too dark.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but that suit last night,
It was
I didn't
lit.
think I would like the black part of it because I'm used to the gold, the red and gold.
Yeah.
But if you notice, his S was the red S highlighted the black chest cover, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and then when you got a scene with Kingdom Come Superman and Supergirl Superman, I mean, when Brandon had the Supergirl Superman in like a chokehold, like by his throat, he dwarfs him, man. He just towers over him.
Yep,
it's crazy. It's crazy. There's just so much goodness, man. So
I mean, he even looked taller than Adam. So I
yeah,
don't know, they had him on a box or something.
mm-hmm.
And you know what was kind of disrespectful and kind of funny at the same time? The Supergirl Lois, she was attracted to each Superman.
I know.
Because she kind of flirted a little bit with Tom Welling. She was kind of like in awe. Then when she really saw Brandon Ruth, she was like,
yeah.
And then the Superman, he kind of snickered and laughed. But I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, man. And let me ask you this. In the first episode, I thought this was, and I know it's Supergirl, they're trying to play it up because Supergirl has her own show. But, when both Superman and Supergirl were up there, like, I forget what they were doing, but they were like using their heat vision. And Superman ran out of energy before Supergirl. And Supergirl just kept going and going and going until she fell to Earth. I was like,
well,
really? In what world?
Well, I'm going to tell you why they did that. My opinion. He been on Avalon for we don't know how many months, whatever, and he didn't have his power, so he wasn't powered by that solar, by the sun.
That's true.
But she had been on Earth, and she had that power because she feeds off the radiation. So he was just coming back. He had time to fully charge, so he may not have been able to last as long as she was. That's the only way that I see that could happen.
Yeah, because that's true. I didn't think about that, but if he had been on the Earth, absorbing the sun all this time, there's no way that she would have outlasted him. No way. No way. But other than that, I had no issues really. I thought the first and second episode were great.
I did too.
I mean, it's a comic book lover's dream, man, to see this stuff. If you're like a true DC fan, you're seeing this stuff come into live action, even though it's not like page for page accurate. But man, what they're doing is just fantastic. And when they were showing Superman and Superman flying around fighting each other, that was really well done, man. Really well done.
Yep. I'm not mad at all.
The only thing they're missing, I wish they would have actually done to Kingdom Come Superman is to put that yellow S on the back of the cape, like Christopher Reeve had, but maybe it wouldn't have fit the aesthetic of his suit. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the S on the cape more so than not. The only one that looks pretty cool not having the S is Henry Cavill's.
Yes.
I mean, he don't need it because he's big as a house, and he just fits that. Now, if they couldn't bring Henry Cavill back, would you settle for Brandon's Ruth stepping in and being a new Superman?
Oh heck yeah, man! I mean, if the performance that he's giving, and I mean the dude, I don't know what happened between Superman Returns and now, but the guy has gotten huge, and there might be a little padding in the suit, but not a whole lot of padding because you can you can see the definition. You know, you can definitely see his definition. It's not like Shazam where you can tell that's a rubbery suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be all for Brandon coming back and taking over the duties if Henry can't do it anymore. Yeah, for sure.
I'm thinking that Brandon probably said, "Look, this is my opportunity, so I gotta make the best of it. I'm gonna look in peak shape." So
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
After this, he's leaving Legends of Tomorrow as Ray Palmer. So I don't know what he's going to be off doing, but yeah, man, if they announced tomorrow that they couldn't reach a deal with Henry Cavill and they brought Brandon back, I think you could seamlessly move that in, you know, because Brandon, the reason they hired Brandon in the first place is because he looked a lot like Christopher Reeve did, you know. And he's looking a lot more like the Christopher Reeve Superman as he gets older, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm curious what they're going to show tonight. Are we going to find? I cannot think of that word. What they call them?
Yeah. Mads,
they found.
Do you know what they're calling those people? See if Mads Mama Bear knows. There's like 4 or 5 people that they're looking for. Like Brandon Ruth Superman is one.
In fact, Brandon Ruth, he built a machine that detects them, kind of like I guess a Dragon Ball finder or something.
Yeah,
I know it started with a C.
Yeah, but I forget what they're calling those people that they're looking for. Batwoman is one. I think Supergirl is one.
I think the Flash is one too.
He might be. Mads is drawing a blank. Mads, come on! You're like one of the most knowledgeable DC fans I know. Come on now. I'm disappointed. Oh, but man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be when they killed Oliver off in the first episode. I was like, that's it. This is how Oliver is gonna die. This is it. I was kind of disappointed.
I don't think they. Well, I think he may eventually get killed off, but the way he got killed off, it wasn't spectacular enough, if that's the right word to choose, because he's going off. I think it's going to be last season of Arrow.
Yeah.
So if he go out, he want to go out on a bang. I mean, I don't think that was the right way for him, or a big enough sacrifice or spectacular death scene that he could do. It was definitely what's the word I want to use?
You could see though, like
he wasn't selfish. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how can his arrow hurt the Monitor, and I mean, what's that about? I thought the Monitor's supposed to be almost omnipotent. He's weak, but he can't be that weak.
No, I think because Oliver has an arrow for every occasion in his quiver for the most part. I think he shot one of his electric arrows or something just to kind of incapacitate him for a short period of time. And when he realized he was out of arrows and all of those demon things were flying at him, man, you could just see his face. He got really pissed off and gruff, and he just charged right into it, just like Oliver Queen would. I was like, yeah, that's Oliver. Paragons, that's it. Thank you, Mads.
Paragon, that's right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. They have 7 Paragons. They have found 4. If I remember correctly, the Flash and Supergirl are 2 of them. No, Flash is not one. It's Supergirl,
Batwoman,
Kingdom Come, and the girl that be in the white. I can't think her name. The assassin.
Oh, White Canary?
Yeah, White Canary. Those are 4. So we don't know who the last 3 are. So hopefully tonight they're going to tell us who the last 3 are.
Yeah, we probably haven't met them yet.
Yeah.
What did you think about when they were showing in like the very beginning of the first episode, they were showing the different Earths, and they showed Earth 89, and they had they had the guy sitting on a bench who played the reporter Knox in the first,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah, I remember that. So I was going to show Michael Keaton Batman, or that would
man,
have been cool.
if they showed the Michael Keaton Batman, I would lose my cool, man. I'd be like, yes. Even if Michael Keaton just happened to walk on stage, I'd be like, all right, you guys have done it. You guys have done it. But they played they played the Tim Burton theme, and Knox was sitting there. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hope they show Wonder
eggs.
Woman. I hope they show Linda Carter.
I heard she was going to make. Well, no, I heard she's going to make a cameo on Wonder Woman 84. But she played on Supergirl. She was the president one time, but she was some kind of alien. They found out she was an alien.
Yeah,
but she played the president of the United States.
Yeah, she did. But just like Erica Durance, she played Kara's Kryptonian mother too. And I think in the beginning of episode 1, or something, they showed her like that Earth die or something like that. Where I don't remember, but she was her Kryptonian mother, and she's also Lois Lane from Smallville. So they're recycling the actors, and it makes sense because on the alternate Earths, you can look the same. I mean, you can look different, but sometimes you look the same.
Yeah, because like how different the Supermans look.
Yeah.
And then, I couldn't see how the Superman looked that had died and they had his cape flying.
Yeah, I couldn't see that either.
Yeah.
But man, my biggest beef right now really is, I know they're moving forward with the Superman and Lois Lane TV show probably for next season, and I don't like his suit. I don't like the way his cape straps to him. I'm not a fan of that. His logo, his S is cool, but man, after seeing him stand shoulder to shoulder with Brandon Routh Superman, give me Brandon. Give me that spinoff.
And Supergirl's new suit, I like the skirt better.
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed that, but she got the little clamps on there, and I know she had like a little gold.
I don't know what that is, man. That bugs me.
That little bar on her neck. I saw that. Like I said, I haven't watched Supergirl at all this season. I'll probably binge it once this is going off. But I'm staying on point with Flash and Black Lightning.
You should, before you watch, even if you don't watch this season of Supergirl, watch maybe the last 8 episodes of Supergirl from last season, man, because I hated Supergirl last season until Terrence told me to check it out the last half of the season, because I mean, it was literally fan service. John Cryer's Lex Luthor, as we've seen in this crossover, he was like the epitome of Lex Luthor in those episodes.
Man, I said I'm the only one. He's the only one I'll let call me ma'am. I feel privileged. Thank you.
Matt, do you like the pants on Supergirl?
She said, as a girl, she likes the pants. It's more practical. Maybe, but skirt looks better.
I think so. I mean, I know that she's worn pants in some comic iterations, but I mean, I
don't like her new hairstyle either. I like the old Carol.
Yeah.
First kid put on the uniform. She's like the girl next door look. That's the Supergirl look that I like.
Me too.
Improvements. I mean, they may move the needle, but to me, I like the old version better.
Yeah, I would rather have the skirt, and I think they did it from what I've heard rumor wise. They did it because she is essentially the Superman of the Arrowverse. Well, if they do this spinoff, there's going to be a Superman. So I think it's time for her to go back into the skirt, because that's more comic accurate than the pants are, in my opinion.
I agree.
And really, I'm a stickler for comic accuracy, as much as possible. If it deviates too much from what the comics has shown us over the years, it bugs me. I'll sit and watch it, but man, I will notice it.
Sometimes that bugs me. Sometimes it doesn't.
There's definitely room.
The X-Men in all black, that doesn't bug me.
No, I think it would have been cheesy for them to come out in like the animated X-Men uniform.
X-Men, what's the name of it? Dark Phoenix. That was more like the comic book.
I haven't seen Dark Phoenix. I heard horrible things about it.
It's not bad, man. It's not bad as you think. In fact, it is better than two of those. To me, X-Men First Class is the best, and the first X-Men, but it is much better than the one with Wolverine. That totally sucks. It's better than which one? The one where he had like the silver. He went back to Japan and the silver samurai.
The Wolverine, where he starts losing his healing factor.
Better than that. It's better than that one where they tried to made the first Deadpool.
That was horrible, man.
Yeah. I can't think of it, but it's much better than those two. So give it a look. It's not bad.
Did they at least get Jean right this time?
Yeah, she was hell. That Phoenix Force.
Yeah.
Whew. She finally got a hold of herself. I want to tell y'all, but it was another race that the Phoenix Force it destroyed most of their planet. Well, destroyed their planet and most of their people. They were out like on some kind of exploration or some mission or something. And so they've been tracking the Phoenix Force all throughout the galaxy and trying to obtain it, like Jean did. And then this lady was trying to basically, if it chooses you, gives you the power, you can give it to somebody else. But like give it to somebody else, it kills you. But she didn't tell Jean that part. But
of course not.
But when Jean gets her mind and gets full control of it, man, that thing is, she could do anything.
Oh, is that blonde lady that I saw in the trailer? The one that was trying to convince Jean of all this stuff?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and see, I love X-Men, man. I grew up, with X-Men the animated series, just like I did with Batman the animated series. I was an early teenager during the runs on both of those shows. So
I would have loved to see Wolverine in that black and gold one, or either that brown, the dark brown and light brown.
Yeah,
man, that would have been awesome to see. But I don't know how practical it would have been to see it on the big screen now. But it was awesome to see. Just like it was when he broke out of that that thing where Stryker had him captured. He had on the helmet, the wire through him. And Jean was able to calm him down and take the helmet off. That was coming. That was straight on the comic book. So,
oh yeah, Fox had a lot of misses when it came to the X-Men franchise, but when they hit it, they hit it. Like Days of Future Past is probably one of my favorite X-Men movies.
Yes, the Shi'ar, that was the name of the alien race that was trying to get the Phoenix Force.
Oh, okay,
but they weren't.
When Disney launches X-Men in the MCU, what do you think the chances are of them actually going back to their traditional comic book outfits?
I don't think they're going to do it. I would be surprised if they do it. And when they reboot the system, when they reboot X-Men, I don't want to see Wolverine, because I don't think they're going to get an actor that is going to be Hugh Jackman anytime soon.
No,
the actor may not even been born yet, or let me change that. He's probably been born but not been discovered yet. What I would do a story totally on Mr. Sinister, because they laid the groundwork for it.
Yes,
in one of those movies, I can't think of the name of it, but I remember when they had that briefcase that had his name on it. I would do a Mr. Sinister. I would focus on Cyclops, maybe his brother. I want to see Gambit.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Gambit is a
so,
great character.
and I want to see Forge. Forge has always been one of my favorite characters in X Men because he can build anything, and he just seemed like a very cool character to me. Very not been to the forefront spotlight much, and I would like to see more Colossus. I didn't like the Colossus that was on
No.
Deadpool. He was just too passive, and which I know Colossus is passive in the comic books. But I want him a little bit more aggressive, kind of more like the one that was in the American version of Colossus, not the Russian version.
Mm-hmm.
But I think and I want to see I don't like this last Storm. I don't really care for Holly Berry Storm. I really don't like this last Storm.
They haven't gotten Storm right at all. And I like Holly Berry. I think she's a great actress. I don't think she was right for Storm. She definitely wasn't right for Catwoman.
I don't think she wanted to actually. I think she saw the opportunity and said, "Look, this is too good to pass up. I'm gonna get my foot in the door with Marvel, so I'm gonna make money." But I don't know if that was something she really wanted to sink her teeth into.
Yeah,
it was something ends to a mean. Yes, this is a hot ticket now, Marvel. Let me get on this train, but I really don't want to be on this train. That's the kind of vibe that I got from her.
I get that. My biggest concern with the MCU moving forward, since they acquired the Fox properties, is how they treat Blade. You know, because Marvel is very formulaic now. You know, there's not going to be any a whole lot of bloodshed. You know, Blade is a very violent, hyper violent movie. You know, you go back to the Wesley Snipes, especially the first movie.
Yeah. I was just talking this with Robert Storms a few nights ago. The actor name, I'm gonna mess it up, but I think it's Marsala Ali.
Mm-hmm.
No, that name was Ali. We were just talking, and my biggest concern is the acting part of it. He's gonna knock out the park because he's like an Oscar-winning actor. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do the physical part of it to actually learn the necessary martial arts he's gonna need to make Blade believable.
Yeah.
But
and that's the thing with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was a legitimate martial artist.
I would have liked to seen an older version of Blade, and I would like to seen Michael Jai White do it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He has the look, the size, the speed of all his movies. He's like a gazillion black belt in 4 or 5 different forms of martial arts. So that wouldn't have been the part. Maybe not he couldn't act the part, but Blade is, thespian. He ain't gonna be out here looking for no Oscar-winning performance. But that's what I would look for.
I don't think you need like the greatest actor in the world to pull off Blade, the character.
Not in my opinion, you don't. But
if you've got the movement down, if you've got like the power set down, and they can move around with the martial arts, I think the martial arts is key. You know, everything else with Blade, I think, is secondary. It's important, but it's not as important as making you believe that they can actually do all of the martial arts. You know, because with Wesley Snipes, you didn't need a bunch of CGI like you needed in Black Panther. You know, Wesley Snipes he did all of his own stuff for the most part. And, you know, I'm not knocking Black Panther because Black Panther is like one of my top 5 MCU movies of all time. But you could tell like they cheaped out on some of the CG in Black Panther, which was a shame.
I don't know. Well, I read that Chad Boseman and both Michael B. Jordan worked out extensively. I think Chad did more boxing and more pugilistic than some kind of I don't know, it was capoeira. It was some type of different martial arts he did, but I think those fight scenes, I think that was them. I don't think that was any stuntman or anything.
No, I think you're right. It's just that when Black Panther
on the waterfall, but you could tell the one in the subway or that underground, the CGI wasn't very good in that to me.
No, The CGI for Black Panther in Civil War was a lot better than the CGI in Black Panther's own movie.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just meaning like when he's like
That
fully
one
in
fight,
his suit.
I agree, but the other stuff to me was believable. Like when he
Yeah.
did that somersault off that car,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
and the fight in the club and him riding on the car. To me, that looked okay. That I had no problem with that. But that fight scene that they did, in particular, him and Killmonger did in the underground subway, you could tell that was a lot of CGI, in my opinion.
Yeah, Mads Mama Bear says Michael B. Jordan had to bulk up for Creed also. Yeah. But he also, I mean, when he was Killmonger, he was a beast too. But
Yeah,
I think
he was hell.
I think he jacked himself up a little bit more for especially Creed 2, man. Creed 2, the dude
Boy,
was huge.
Creed 2, one of my all-time favorites, buddy.
Oh, I love Creed 2, man. I love the throwback to Rocky 4. You
But
know.
yeah, I like that too. But that Russian gave him such a ass whipping that first round.
Yeah, he did.
I, I'm telling you, I'd have been scared to get back in the ring, man. I've been nah.
I'm like,
Not
nah, man, I'm good.
But he came back, man. Rocky, when he took him out to that desert, man, and made him run down that long road and did all that crazy training. I mean, it paid off, which we knew it was going to pay off. But I'm telling you, he put his body through the ringer to get it.
Yeah. Man, I love the Rocky movies, man.
Yeah.
You know, Rocky 5 is probably my least favorite, but I know a lot of people
Rocky
have probably
5 is the one with
Tommy Morrison.
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, I don't care for that one. And the one after that, when he came back out of retirement, that black guy, the bald head, and they said if the computer said if he's fighting at Rocky's
yeah, when he like they were doing both of them in their prime in the computer generated thing, and they said that Rocky would have beat him if he was in his prime, and you know that hurt the guy's ego.
I didn't care for that one. I mean, it was all right, but
I thought it was see when I went in,
those are my least favorites. That one and Rocky 5.
Oh yeah, for sure, Rocky 5. But when I went into Rocky Balboa, you know, I for all intents and purposes, I thought this was going to be the last installment in the Rocky franchise. So I thought since they ended on a draw, well, no, I think
Rocky lost.
He lost.
I think it was a split decision, and the guy won 2 judges, and Rocky won 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But he still walked away standing. You know, he walked out of the ring, and it was a personal victory for Rocky, and I think that would have been the perfect way. I thought that was a great way to end the franchise. But then when Ryan Coogler decided to talk to Stallone about doing a Creed spinoff, I was like, oh, okay. And to be honest, I like Creed 2 more than I like Creed 1.
I do too. My favorite out of all the Rockies is Rocky 3.
Oh yeah, Mr. T.
Boy.
Mr. T.
Galamo. Come on. Man, I love that movie.
I don't hate Balboa. I pity the fool. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
That's my favorite one. I'm saying, how in the world could Rocky take that kind of punch? With the Russian gave him some punishment too, but Mr. T, that was my favorite.
I mean, back in
the part where Burgess Meredith said, "He'll knock you into the mall, Rock."
Yes,
he showed knocked his ass into the mall that first match.
Yeah, and then Hulk Hogan, Thunderlips, threw him completely out of the ring. Man, that was man,
that was good.
Rocky 3 and 4 are probably my 2 favorite Rocky movies.
Yeah,
I know.
All the way from Rocky, all the way from Crisis.
Yeah, to Rocky. So what do you expect going back to Crisis? What do you expect to see in like the next 3 episodes?
I'm thinking that Anti-Monitor is gonna have everybody to the brink. You're gonna see some people that we love, gonna bite the bullet, but some kind of way, I think the heroes is gonna be Flash and Batwoman. For some reason, I'm thinking they're gonna be the two that turn the tide. I'd have to look at tonight to make a more educated guess.
Sure.
But somehow I'm thinking that she's going to be a key part, and also the Flash. Flash is always, if you watch the last episode on Flash, it was saying that he's the beacon of hope, he's the best of them, and this and that. So I think he's going to do something. And I'm not sure what he's going to do.
And remember, we still haven't seen
John Wesley's Flash.
Yep, we haven't seen him yet.
Yep. And
I wonder if we're going to see his Barry Allen and his Jay Garrick, or if it's just going to be his Barry Allen.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I need to research CW. I want to know who runs CW over there, because I think they're doing an outstanding job. There's some people I've seen on YouTube, and I talked to other people, and in fact, somebody said, well, you said that the first episode was good and it sucked. I don't think the first episode sucked.
Nah.
That's just me.
The first episode did not suck. I mean,
I think it was a little. I like the pace of it.
Yep.
Maybe it's what exciting, but it has to be a starting place.
Yeah.
I mean, start like you wanted, but I like how it started. I like how they keep jumping. I like how Oliver took the lead. I like how he was trying to plan stuff, and now they was trying to go and find each other and explain what was going on. So it has to start somewhere. It may not be as exciting as you want it to be, but overall, if I had to give it a grade from 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8, 7.5, 8. Last night I would give a 9, 9.5.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm hoping it'll be a 10.
But just the beginning, like the opening sequence of the first episode, where they kept going from Earth to Earth, and then they went, I think it was Earth 66, and Burt Ward was walking his dog. Old Dick Grayson.
Wow.
He's like,
better if Adam West was still alive.
Oh yeah,
we would have had some kind of conversation between the two of them.
But he just looks up. He's like, "Holy red skies of death!" It's like, yes, that's great. That's just enough cheese, to tie in the old Batman series. That's great.
No, sir, I'm not cheating on you.
What's up, Robert Storms? Longtime watcher or viewer.
Yep, that's my boy. He has taught me a lot in the YouTube world. And showed me a lot of stuff. So
I enjoy his channel a lot.
Please subscribe to his channel. He has awesome material. He has a lot of humor in his uploads. So please give him a watch. He knows what he's doing. Very knowledgeable on Star Wars.
Yeah, I've been checking out all of his reviews of Mandalorian. And
we talk about a Mandalorian just about after every episode. So about this.
Robert said, "Hey, other dude, you need to come in my stream." Yeah, man. I'd be happy to jump on anybody's stream anytime. Just let me know. You can check me out if you want to send me a DM or something. I'm Sean at Sean Stackhouse on Twitter. But yeah, man, Crisis. My Lord. I don't know if I can wait until January to conclude the Crisis storyline, Danny. I just don't know if I can do it.
It's going to be tough. I hope tonight is not going to be like, what the hell have they done? But I'm thinking that's what they're going to do. It's going to be something that's going to make you mad. You're going to be like, man, I got to wait 30-something days. Why did they do this? Oh, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And do you think Flash is going to actually vanish?
I hope not. I'm thinking that they're going to find a way, because if the Flash vanishes, I mean, what's they going to do for the show?
Well, really, because I mean, it's like the monitor is like talking out of both sides of his mouth. You know, it's like, Oliver, you're going to die. The Flash, you're going to die. You know, in Crisis, and I seem to remember reading something off of a website that the Flash, if when he vanishes, John Wesley Shipp is going to kind of fill in for him until he comes back. I don't know if that's going to be him as
no, I'm thinking Reverse Flash is going to come in some kind of way and do something, because he taught Nora how to do the negative Speed Force.
Yeah.
So maybe the Reverse Flash going to come in some kind of way, and sometime in the name of self-preservation, he'll help the Flash. And he kind of like Nora. He said he kind of grew to like Nora. So if there's any way to save her or do something, maybe it's something that the negative Speed Force can do. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I can't lie. The possibility or the potential of Barry being somewhere else, vanishing for a little bit, and having John Wesley Shipp kind of batten down the hatches. I would assume he would do it as Jay Garrick, because John Wesley Shipp on Facebook, he'll let anybody be his friend, as long as you're cool with his politics. He posts a lot of stuff about politics, but I talked to him on Facebook and I asked him about his OG Flash suit, and he's like, man, you have to like put it on piece by piece and glue it on to me, and it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world to wear. So I would assume that it's probably going to be, if anything, it's probably going to be Jay Garrick, which is cool with me too. But
maybe they can do an update, because in the Flash scenes they always update the Flash every season. He's had a different costume. I didn't like last season's costume. I thought it was totally geeky.
The jawline was just messed up, man.
This one is not bad, but his original suit is what I like the best.
The original was good. It was just way too dark, for me.
It wasn't as red as this suit is, but as far as the overall look, I liked it. This season's suit I like the best.
Me too. This one looks like it's ripped right out of the comic books.
And I also like the fact how Cisco and him, they named the different super villains. I think that's cool. I like that when they do that. I hate the fact that Cisco gave up his powers. I kind of liked him as vibe. So,
but he's been having like dreams or something or other that that makes me think that he still has the vibe powers, but they're suppressed.
Well, he took that serum that Katie made.
Yeah.
And now supposedly that's supposed to be permanent. But
supposedly. So. Oh man, but man, after Arrow goes off the air, man, I know that they're going to be doing a Canary show that's going to kind of fill in for Arrow. I don't know if it's going to involve Mia, his daughter. I don't know if she's going to stay in the current time or if she's going to go back to the future or what. But there's still a need for a Green Arrow, I think, of some sort.
Yeah, he gave her that suit and those arrows.
Yep.
He told her pretty much the same thing. So, we'll see.
And what about last night, man? What about last night when they went to that alternate Earth and there was the old Oliver Queen who lost everyone, and
that was pretty sad.
That broke my heart, man. Broke my heart. But he was still pretty bad, man. He was like flinging arrows at everybody.
He gave him a little run for money, but I think just because White Canary was younger, that's one reason why she beat him.
Yeah.
But that baby, didn't they name the baby Jonathan, Superman's baby?
Yes.
After his dad.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's fitting. Ah, man. I just wish they would have given us more screen time with Tom Welling and Erica Durant.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
I don't like the Lois that's on
Nah.
Supergirl. Something about her is off.
Nah, she was fine on the TV show Grimm. You know, she was a love interest on that show, but man, as far as TV show Lois Lane goes, it's always going to be Erica Durant for me. You know, she had the perfect amount of snark and sass for Lois Lane.
I can't think of the lady that played on Lois and Clark.
Oh,
I like
Terry
her.
Hatcher.
Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I think I mean, there could still be a point where we see them in this crossover, but I think so far they've missed a huge opportunity of bringing Dean Cain in and Terry Hatcher as alternate Lois Lane and Clark Kent. I'd have loved to see Dean Cain suit up again because he's still pretty much got his fit,
Yep.
So
yeah, I like to see him too.
I loved that show. I mean, I know it was more of a romanticized Superman story because it was all about Lois and Clark, and eventually getting married and stuff like that. But for the early 90s, it was pretty impressive stuff.
It wasn't that bad.
No.
I've seen worse. To me, Cloak and Dagger totally sucked.
Oh my god!
A little bit I saw. I know Mama Bear likes it, but I was like, "Good grief, what is this?" I told her I was gonna watch it, but I don't think I'm gonna watch that. That was crap. I'm not wasting minutes of my life to sit down and watch that. No,
man, I only have so many brain cells,
exactly.
and I can't waste my brain cells on trash TV shows.
First 4 or 5 episodes was like, oh my god, what is this?
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna spend most of my time. I'm gonna watch Supergirl. I'm gonna watch Arrow, and I'm gonna watch Legends of Tomorrow. Because maybe if I watch all these seasons for this particular season, it'll tie in and make me understand Crisis more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Legends of Tomorrow from the first season of Legends of Tomorrow, I was like, nah, this is not good. And then the second season started, I was like, all right, this is fun. It became the fun, let's just enjoy ourselves Arrowverse show. And some of the episodes have gotten, to be a little corny and stuff, but it's that type of show. They don't take themselves as seriously, say, Arrow does.
Do you remember the show came on in the 80s called The Voyager?
Yes.
It starred Phineas Fogg, I think his name, Phineas Bogg something. And it was a little boy. I can't think of his name. Well, Phineas was a Voyager that went through time, kind of like the guy that gave the ship, like the Legends of Tomorrow dude, and change events to make sure that they fall in the right place in history. Well, in one of those places, he lost his book. Because whenever he goes to a place in time, he had a little book that would tell him what he needed to do, yada, 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 and different aspects and different dates and times what things would happen. Well, the boy was very knowledgeable in history, so the boy became the book. But for whatever reason, he could never get the boy back to his time. And it went off before he was able to get little boy back to his time. But that's what Legends of Tomorrow reminded me of. I don't think I like Firestorm. Firestorm's always been one of my favorite characters.
Which one? Did you like Ronnie Raymond or Jax?
I like the guy with the black that made Firestorm look more little black guy and the doctor.
Jax.
I didn't like the first Firestorm.
I didn't care for Ronnie Raymond. The first Firestorm, the second Firestorm.
I like the second Firestorm.
Yeah.
He seemed a little bit more edgier.
Yeah.
And him and the doctor were like total opposites. But then the storyline of what brought them together, and then when the doctor died, how torn up he was, that was compelling to me. I like that part of it. But I kind of, after the doctor died and he lost his powers, I kind of lost interest in that. And then some of the characters that they were introducing, I wasn't really too up on. But I'm gonna give it a whirl at least this last season. So I want to get a very clear understanding of Crisis, so I'm able to understand it like I'm supposed to.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I've watched every episode of pretty much everything in the Arrowverse just because, you know, up until Black Lightning, it's all interconnected, and I hope now, since Black Lightning is going to be part of this, I hope it connects into the Arrowverse a little bit more. Because Black Lightning is a great character, and I think the character deserves to be connected into this overall universe.
I agree too. I like Thunder, but I don't like his young daughter.
Yeah, and that's weird because I started out that Jennifer, right?
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her character as Jennifer. I don't like her superhero character. I think they need to take her powers away or do something. I don't care for her at all.
I liked her a lot more than the older daughter up until this season. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't really care for what they're doing to the character right now.
Yeah, she you can't tell her nothing. She thinks she knows it all. Now I'm gonna tell you who was a very diverse character. The guy, the black agent, the older agent that talks real quiet and has his hands always folded. He got killed about 3-4 episodes ago. He played on he played on the Predator. I'm gonna have me some fun. I like his character. I hate that he got killed, but I'm thinking they're probably gonna put him in one of them tubes and inject his ass with some of that green light. He gonna come back.
Probably. I mean, that's
something. He was kind of like the fuel that was driving the storyline to me, and to take him out of it. And now they got the wife. She's hooked on that green light, and it's just
which is ironic, man. She was like so anti that stuff, for like the first 2 seasons.
Now she hooked on it.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to separate 1 minute. Go ahead and talk. Which one you talk about? I'll be right back.
All right, cool. What's up, Perp? What's going on, man? Perp, you've been watching the crossovers, the multiverse stuff. It's really, really cool stuff, man. If you haven't seen it, man, you should just check out last night's episode alone, just for Brandon Routh. Come on, dude. Just check out last night's episode. Fast forward if you need to. Brandon Routh Superman, man. He is legit. He is the Christopher Reeve continuation Superman. The dude looks like I can't even think of the word, man. He just looks legit. They played the John Williams theme for Superman when they showed him. The dude is awesome. you said you've seen the $1 budget Superman fight. Come on, Perp.
Come on, man.
That was that fight. That fight between the 2 Supermen last night was not a $1 budget Superman fight. Come on.
See, he said CW is trash. Purple, why don't you like CW, man?
With Perp, unless it's anime, he's pretty much out.
Okay. So what's the best anime in your opinion, Purple? And you better say Dragon Ball Z. If not, I'm gonna block you off my channel. Dragon Ball Z. The most awesome character is Vegeta. Everybody knows that. Should know that.
I think everybody should watch Dragon Ball Z, man. Oh, Attack on Titan. Have you checked out Attack on Titan, Danny?
I've never watched that. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I am so biased with anime. I've seen other things like Cowboy Bebop and Naruto and what's the other one? Green, Sleen or something. Sleek or Gleek or something like that. I don't watch none of that stuff. My brother watches that Naruto and all that other stuff, and he swears in One Punch Man. One of my coworkers saying that One Punch Man could beat anybody.
No.
But I don't watch that.
Again, you know, like I've had arguments with people about One Punch Man, just like I've had arguments with people about Goku and Superman. You know, more so with One Punch Man because One Punch Man has really no other powers other than he's got like this tremendous punch. Superman could take him out from like a mile with his heat vision. That's it. He doesn't even have to be near him. So One Punch Man would be done. But
I never watched Punch Man. No, I'm lying. Another anime show that I watched and I enjoyed was Afro Samurai.
oh, that was good. Yeah, I forgot all about Afro Samurai.
I like that. I watched the first season. I think it had like another. I don't know it was a season, but I watched that. Was pretty. I'm a big Samuel Jackson fan, and also I'm a big Ron Perlman fan. A lot of people think Samuel Jackson was the voice of Afro Samurai, but it was Ron Perlman.
I did not know that.
Afro Samurai was played by Ron Perlman, the voice. Afro Samurai had a imaginary person that only he could see. We could see him, and he could see him, and he was kind of like his conscience or whatever, or some kind of figment of his imagination. That one was voiced by Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
So when you see him talking to himself, that person's imaginary, but it's Samuel Jackson. You know Samuel Jackson is animated his voice. So I thought it was awesome.
That's cool. You know, my biggest issue with anime overall is the animation. You know, growing up as a kid from the 80s and 90s, you know, I was spoiled by what animation was, you know, and the animation for the most part, I just can't, I can't get past it. I mean, the eyes are really, really big and you know, it just looks weird to me. Now, some of it is really good, but like Dragon Ball's good, Pokemon's good.
I don't
like
mean to interrupt you. Do you see what Purple Minded say? He put Dragon Ball Z third.
What?
What?
Perp.
Man,
come on,
man. Perp. Well, I'm about to power up. Put Attack on Titan for the story and the action, more so than the story definitely takes showing to the next level. I'm gonna go old school. You remember Ronin Warriors?
I don't remember that.
It was 5 warriors. And they used to fight. The bad guy was called the Topo. And he had like 4 or 5 evil samurais. But the Ronin Warriors, one was Wildfire. He had a red armor. And one was called Hard Rock. He could control like the earth. And he had like a yellow armor. And there was, I can't think of the other. One was could control water. One could control air. And I can't think what the 5th one was. But then as the seasons progress, they could give their powers to Wildfire, and his armor would be even more powerful. It was called Wildfire armor. You check that out. It was pretty good. I think I'm probably about 10 or 15 years older than you, so you probably don't remember that stuff.
The first anime thing I remember watching, and I didn't realize it was anime at the time, was Voltron. And
not Voltron, but Voltron stole its whole premise from a show called Mighty Orbots.
Yes.
You remember GoBots?
Oh, yeah.
Mighty Orbots was a better show than GoBots, but because the toys were similar and they didn't do well, Mighty Orbots only had 1 season. But I got that whole 13 seasons. I probably still can remember the song now if I was pressured to sing it, but it was awesome. I loved it.
If it was a cartoon on TV in the 80s, I probably watched it.
There's a lot of, you remember Turbo Team?
Yep.
I used to watch all that. Dungeons and Dragons. That was one
Yep.
of my favorites too.
That was like one season though, right? Just
I
one
think
or
maybe two
two.
seasons, no more than two.
Yeah, and that
They
was a
finally
great
got back
show.
home. They finally got back home, and they found out that Venger was Dungeon Master's son.
I remember as a kid, when Dungeons and Dragons came out in cartoon form, keep in mind this was the 80s and parents were afraid of everything, that Dungeons and Dragon related. They're like, "Oh, it's the
Yeah,
devil."
that game was big time. Then they had a Dungeons and Dragon movie too. I don't know if you remember the old '80s Dungeons and Dragons television show.
Yeah.
The bad guy was Dirk Blackpool, and I can't think of the name of the good guy. But he was like a sorcerer, and he was trying to take over the realm. He had a witch. I think her name was Bethel or Bethel or something like that.
Dungeons and Dragons is great, man. I mean, if they would reboot that today, I would watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many great properties in the 80s that unfortunately kids will probably never really discover. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons.
What are you saying? Oh, yeah, I got you. You get my ticker.
Yeah, Vegeta.
I want Vegeta to get Ultra Instinct and kick Goku's ass. That's what I want. I would pay money to see that. I like Goku, and I know he started the show, but for once, I want Vegeta to be on top.
My cousin would agree. She's all about Vegeta.
Man, Chris Sabat, have you ever seen on YouTube when he's singing Mama Said Knock You Out in Vegeta's voice?
No, but I need to.
Man, go to it. Chris Sabat. He's saying Mama Knocks You Out by LL Cool J, and he's saying it he's saying it in Vegeta's voice.
That's awesome.
It is hilarious. Vinland Saga is about Vikings, but it's only 20 episodes in. So far, Thorfinn, which is the son of Thor, is a better character than Gohan. Shit, anybody better character than Gohan. He's one of my least favorites. I don't like Gohan. I was talking to the Chad earlier today via DM, and he's a big time Gohan fan and wants Gohan to have a second chance and being a star and all this kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of Gohan. I mean, he's okay, but I like Piccolo better. I even like Krillin better. So Gohan, and then when he dressed up like a Saiyaman or whatever, when he had on that scarf and the glasses and all that, man, garbage.
Perp is all about the anime. The Chad is all about the anime too. I mean,
yes, well, Chad is serious about. He said a name I didn't recognize. I thought he was talking about a character, but it was the guy that actually created Dragon Ball Z. I don't know his name, but he was like he wanted him to give Gohan a second chance because apparently Dragon Ball was supposed to stop at the Cell Saga, but it went on further because fans wanted Goku to be the hero. So that's when they did the what's the guy at the Cell? The short guy. Can't think of his name now. Oh God, I hate when I draw a blank.
Come on, Perp.
Frieza Saga. They did a Frieza Saga to make Goku look better. Not Frieza, but Boo. I think Boo came after the Cell Saga.
Yep. So what did you think of Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer?
I saw you and is it Chris?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y'all talk about 3 hours about that, didn't you?
We went on for a while.
I was like, holy moly. And you watching the video and stopping it and saying, play more of the video. And then we couldn't hear nothing. I was watching and said, there is no sound. There is no sound. Well, share the audio. You got to share the audio. Okay. At the end of the day, I was like, they are using a lot of energy and time, and I don't see nothing that's going to make me go see that movie.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, and I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm hoping that I was a Ghostbuster fan, but they're not going to create that magic that Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray had. I don't see it happening. If they
Well,
don't have Bill Murray in there some kind of way for comic relief or just his swag, I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't think that movie is going to make any profit at all. Based on what I've seen from that trailer.
Well, my theory is that the girl with the glasses, she is probably Egon's granddaughter, and you know, I know that the surviving cast members are going to be in there at some point. I would rather them not show any of the OG Ghostbusters in the trailers. I would rather wait and see them in the movie. I don't want them to give too much away, but you know, obviously they're going to have to help them. They're going to have to help these kids that discovered the proton packs and the equipment, because they're too young and not strong enough to handle the kickback of like the proton streams when they launch it, you know.
It seems like Paul Rudd has some knowledge of it, so maybe he's one of the Ghostbusters sons too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, and it might end up being where Paul Rudd, because you got to think that the Ghostbusters, you know, 30 years later, they're all in their like 60s, maybe. I know Ernie Hudson's in his 70s, so they're not as spry as they used to be. So they're gonna need some help. But those kids, on the other hand, they're gonna need the knowledge from the OG Ghostbusters, you know, about how not to blow things up. So, I mean, if this is the last installment of Ghostbusters that we get, I'm cool. You know, as long as it can wash 2016 out of my memory, you know, I'm good. I'm good.
I did not see the female Ghostbusters. I've been told it's, I don't want to say trash, 'cause I don't want to disrespect anybody's work. But I've been told it's not favorable for a Ghostbuster fan, a true Ghostbuster fan.
No.
So
the writing was just, I mean, it was
they
low
had
brow.
comedians in it too. Didn't
What's
they have
that?
like Leslie Jones and
Yeah.
girl that played in Bridesmaids, and then Melissa McCarthy too, didn't it?
Yeah, it was Leslie Jones, Melissa McCarthy, Kristen
Right.
Wiig, and
That's like the whole Saturday Night Live cast right there. You can't have that much comedy because everybody gonna try and get their one line in or that singer. That's just my opinion.
well, it was a mistake that, I mean, you had pretty much the entire team that did Bridesmaid. You had Paul Feig and his writing partner write the script, and Dan Aykroyd was kind of ignored, you know, on his input. You know, even though it's his creation, he created the entire thing. Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wrote the first two movies. They wrote the video game. So I think if Dan Aykroyd would have at least co-written it, I think things could have been a little bit better. But they wanted to distance themselves.
Let me get some clarification. That firehouse was in New York, right?
Yeah.
So now they're in a farm in like Indiana or somewhere?
They're in Oklahoma, and it looks like what they did is, you know, when Ghostbusters like folded up shop, closed shop after Ghostbusters 2, they moved all of the stuff to like this remote place in Oklahoma. And I'm thinking like that well that you saw, you know, in the trailer, that might be where they moved the containment unit to. And so after all these years, the containment unit might be leaking. That might be where all of this stuff is coming from. Okay. So, yeah, well, you're right.
I'm going to let you go watch that first. Watch your critique.
Oh, for sure.
And based on what you tell me, whether or not I'm going to spend my $12.50 to go see that.
That's fair.
Right. Based on what I seen, and I'm going to give you another disappointment what I saw about 2 weeks ago. I grew up on Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Rourke. I love Tattoo. They're playing. But when I saw this new Fantasy Island, I think done by Blumhouse or whatever.
Yep.
It blew my mind because how they gonna turn Fantasy Island into a like a nightmare or like some kind of horror show? I don't understand that. I don't understand how they could go from Fantasy Island that come on at 9:00 on Saturdays after Love Boat to this horror freak show. And Mr. Rourke has always been someone good. So not like he's serving the devil now.
Right. They need to leave these franchises alone.
Huh?
They need to leave these franchises alone.
I don't understand that because I distinctly remember watching Fantasy Island, and there's 2 episodes where Mr. Rourke had to fight the devil, outsmart the devil because he was trying to get his soul or someone Mr. Rourke's soul, and now it looks like he's working for him.
Yeah.
And then I don't mind. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. There are some characters that I feel you shouldn't mess with.
Yep.
And one I'm gonna say is Magnum PI.
Yes.
Is Magnum PI ain't ever gonna be no one better. But he went from like 6'4", 200 something pounds, now 5'4", Hispanic. You don't have the charisma that Tom Selleck had. I don't know how that show is doing. I've only watched like 1 episode, and I was instantly turned off. And
I watched like the first half of the first season
because I'm in an interracial marriage, so I'm not saying that from that standpoint. I'm just saying he's not even. His physical stature is not of that of Magnum that we've grown accustomed to.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't use like a legitimate white guy, to play Magnum. I care that they didn't try to cast somebody that was Tom Selleck's physical equal in his prime.
Exactly.
And the whole my biggest concern with Magnum is the gender swap on Higgins, because if I stopped watching because I was afraid they were going to get into a relationship, and you just cannot have Magnum and Higgins get into a a romantic relationship.
Because in the main show, they were always kind of like frenemies.
Yes,
especially the first season.
You got to do each other a favor for them to do you like a solid.
And then once he learned out what Magnum was about, and once Higgins learned out, and when Magnum learned what Higgins was about, then they became kind of like the odd couple.
Exactly. I love Magnum PI to this day, man. I'll still, occasionally stream it on Amazon Prime. The theme song still rocks. I love the theme song. It's just it takes me back to my childhood. Like anytime I stream something from the 80s that I was growing up watching, be it like Magnum PI, Family Ties, Growing Pains, Airwolf, things like that, there is just something about it. Like those action shows were like Magnum PI and Airwolf and Hardcastle and McCormick, there's just something about those shows that you just can't seem to recapture these days for their action shows.
They can't. You're right. I remember all those shows. Remember they tried to redo Knight Rider.
Yeah. Oh, I love Knight Rider, man.
The first Knight Rider with David Hasselhoff was awesome.
Yes.
And his son. Now, I did like his kid could do a lot more stuff than the original kid.
Yep.
I watched that, and he could turn to a truck. He could change colors and all kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool, but it still didn't capture that music like Michael Knight had with Devin and with Mechanics. But I don't know.
It's one of those things, man, where you can't always capture lightning in a bottle more than once,
Exactly.
And
but
I know
you what's the name of the guy that wrote all David Kelly? He who wrote a lot of those shows.
I believe so, something like that.
He had like hit after hit after hit. He had his hands in Magnum PI. I think he had his hands in Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Remember, what's the one with a motorcycle? Street Hawk. Remember that?
Vaguely, yes.
Well,
Perp says 90s had the best
motorcycle like kid.
What was that?
I say Street Hawk was basically a motorcycle like Kit.
Oh, yeah.
Kit was a car. Street Hawk was a motorcycle. He had the name of the guy, like David Hasselhoff, was Michael Knight. His name was Jesse Mock. He was
Okay.
a cop that got hired by that secret agency, whatever, and given Street Hawk, and they could do all this crazy stuff.
There was so many great action fantasy shows, man, even up through the 90s, man, like like Hercules Legendary Journeys and Xena Warrior Princess,
I love Xena, boy. I used to watch Xena all the time.
Oh yeah,
and
me too.
Hercules too. Kevin Conroy, not Kevin Sabor or something. Like
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo, yeah. He was great.
Hercules. I like those. Do you remember Auto Man?
Was it the guy who turned into the car?
It was a guy, Desi Arnaz, Lucy
Yeah.
Ball and Desi Arnaz.
Mm-hmm.
Their son was some kind of master engineer, electrician, computer geek. He somehow was able, at nighttime, he could draw enough power to make a 3-dimensional man called Auto Man. And he had a little ball called Cursor. And Cursor could turn into anything that Auto Man wanted him to turn into.
Nice. I remember the name.
Yeah. Man. You reminiscing now with stuff I used to watch when I was a little boy and teenager. I can remember that stuff.
I was born in 77, man. I
was born in 70, so I'm 7 years older than you.
Yeah, so we're not too far off. We grew up pretty much in the same era.
I think Martin. Let me answer this question: Do I prefer Martin or Fresh Prince? I think Martin. I like the Fresh Prince, but the little back and forth between Martin and not Gina, but Pam, Martin and Pam. I like that. And the jokes that they come back. My favorite episode, I believe, is when Martin Payne fought Tommy Hearns, and Tommy Hearns knocked him out the ring. He was like stuck in the wall. His whole body was stuck in the wall, and then his head was swollen up. Had all kind of knots. That's one that sticks out in my mind the most. And
Are you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And with the Fresh Prince, the best episode I like is I think him and Carlton. 2 episodes. Carlton was attacked, and
yes, I was just going to say that.
Wilson and Will was shot.
Yep.
Carlton was carrying a gun, and then Will made him give the gun back because he said he saved his life because he jumped in front of. He pushed Carlton out of the way, if I remember correctly, and he got shot.
That was Will Smith in his prime, man. Yeah. Up in like when he did Independence Day and the first Men in Black, since then Will Smith has kind of gone down, but I still love Will Smith.
I watched Gemini Man.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things.
Gemini Man is not as sucky as people would like to think it is. There's a part in there where he's talking to his younger version. He's trying to tell him, man, look, you're not as smart as you think you are. You're not as bad as you think you are. Because if you was, I wouldn't be able to catch because he got the upper hand on him. But the younger version of him was hell. But he was finally able to get through. It was more like a father and son relationship at the end of the movie versus enemy. So you need to check it out. I would go see it again. And
I will definitely check it out. Check it out.
Get your money.
I love
Purple Minded said, Cosby Show or a different world? Okay, I'm going to piss the people off. And I'm going to apologize before I say this. I am not condoning what Cosby has been accused of and what he's done, been charged with. I'm not condoning that at all because I'm in law enforcement. I've been in law enforcement 24 years. I think that there's a statute of limitations to certain crimes. I think what he did exceeded certain, I'm not saying all, but certain things what I'm hearing exceeded statute of limitations. I don't think it's fair that his mistakes, his coworkers are feeling pressure and missing money and financial opportunities because of something that he did. the guy that played Theo, I can't think of his real name.
Oh, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm
Yeah.
Jamal has been very vocal about the monies that he's missing from residual income that was contractual that he's not able to get now because networks are not showing, are not showing the Cosby Show. I love the Cosby Show. Every season, I watched it. If it comes on again, I'm going to watch it. If I see it sold in the store, this episode, the most funniest episode I like is when he's challenging the man in tap dancing. That is epic. That is my favorite. If I watch it right now, I'll bust out laughing for about 10 or 15 minutes because it's funny.
There's nothing about the Cosby Show that I did not love growing up, like the episode where Theo got his ear pierced, and he's Cliff sits down on the bed and he's looking at him, and he leans back, and Theo leans back, and
it's funny, man. Even the intros coming on are funny.
Yeah, they changed the intro like every other season, and they were always on point.
My other two favorite ones is whenever they're singing a song for the grandparents' anniversary.
Yes,
I love those episodes. I think they sing a James Brown song the first year, and I can't think of what they did the second. Maybe a Stevie Wonder, if I'm not mistaken. But I like the Cosby Show. I like the World too, but the Cosby Show, that was my joint in the 80s.
I remember really discovering a different world when they tied it into the Rodney King thing, like when LA was just going crazy.
A different world had a lot of social a lot of social things that was going on. I remember the one when Dean Cain was on there.
Was he really?
Yeah, Dean Cain was on there. He was racist. Him and his buddies was racist. And they did something. They like poured something on Ron's car or did something. And anyway, both of them had Ron and Dwayne went to jail, and also Dean Cain and his buddies. But at the end, Dean Cain buddy was really more racial than Dean Cain was. They kind of came to a common ground at the end because both of them had some issues. But I definitely like Cosby Show better.
I would agree with you.
Let me punch this one up.
I think society, because of the Me Too movement, I think it's harder for people to separate the actors from the body of work. Just because Bill Cosby is accused of these things doesn't make the Cosby Show any less groundbreaking and influential. I love the Cosby Show, and I will defend it to anybody.
I agree 1,000% what you said. Purple Minded wrote, if you were stuck on an island, you could only choose one of these three shows: Good Times, Sanford and Son, or The Jeffersons.
Ooh, man.
Fred Sanford was funny.
Yeah, he was.
JJ was funny, and George Jefferson's funny. I don't know. It probably be between Sanford and Son and The Jeffersons. I like Good Times, but after James went off, it was kind of it lost a little bit of its pizzazz to me. But Fred is always funny. I like when he's singing, and I like when he's doing his heart attack, Elizabeth.
I'm coming, Elizabeth. Yeah.
George is always funny. I remember one episode of The Jeffersons when George knew CPR, and this white guy was a bigot, and he had a heart attack, and George had to save him. And at first, George didn't want to do it because he called him an N earlier.
Yeah.
But then George pushed people out of the way and saved him. And the white guy said, "You should have let me die." So I'm like, that was real.
Yeah, you know what? You can't get that type of stuff past TV censors today. And
Robert Storm, I'm sorry.
Oh, go
Robert
ahead.
Storm said, Amen is funny too.
Oh, Amen. Yeah, Sherman Hensley's 80s sitcom. That I remember watching that back to back with 227 back in the day.
I wasn't really a fan of 227. It was kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, I used to watch it with my mom and grandma. It wouldn't have been something I watched, but
But Purple Minded said it's a question for you and Sean. Who are your favorite comedians of all time? Whew. I'm going to have to say Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dave Chappelle is a comedic. The Chappelle Show, I didn't miss the episode. The Tyrone Biggums was one of my favorite characters. Black guy that thought he was white. The blind black guy.
Oh, the one that joined the Klan.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm going to show you my face. I'm going to show you my face. And everybody started throwing up.
an episode where he went around with Don Mayer, and he said if you play guitar music, white people will start dancing.
Yep.
If you play organ music, Mexican people will start dancing.
Started. Yeah. Oh man, the Chappelle Show was ahead of its time for sure.
Groundbreaking. I hate it went off. I watch all his shows he do. Another one too now is Cat Williams. Cat Williams went crazy, but Cat Williams is funny. If you watch the one where he's talking about the lion seeing like a white person or someone crawl over the cage at the zoo, man, that shit is funny. It's funny. So those are my two.
Man, I mean, growing up, I had the cassettes of Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious, I believe. You know, I mean, you couldn't get any bigger than Eddie Murphy back in the 80s. You know, Eddie Murphy he's still one of my favorites. I wish he would go back out on stand up.
Have you seen Eddie Murphy movie he did on Netflix? He's playing Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite.
Oh, Dolomite? No, I canceled my Netflix subscription shortly before that hit, but I'm gonna have to take it back out because I want to see that.
Get it back. It's awesome.
But I would say Eddie Murphy for sure, and probably a cross between vintage Bill Murray and vintage Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is funny, and I thought he was more funny on Living Color.
Yes, yeah. I don't mean like the Ace Ventura Jim Carrey. I more like when he dials it back like for movies like The Mask. You know.
The man, I thought he was funny on that. Sometimes he's just too over the top.
Yes,
I liked him in Liar Liar.
Yeah,
I thought he was funny in that.
When he can dial back the crazy, then what's that?
I liked him in Bruce Almighty.
Oh yeah. When he can rein in his like over the top nature, I think he's a really good comedian. But for sure, I would it would probably be Eddie Murphy and vintage Bill Murray, because Bill Murray ad-libbed most of his lines for the first Ghostbusters movie. I mean, Bill Murray is the reason Ghostbusters is what Ghostbusters is.
I think Bill Murray, I don't know if there's two different kind of comedians, but I think Bill Murray is built more for the movie versus stand-up. I don't think he'd be funny as a stand-up comedian.
I agree with you. 100%.
I think he has to feed off of other people or other situations, like Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he was funny in Caddyshack. Purple Minded said, "Wait, I changed my mind. Bernie Mac is my favorite." Bernie Mac was funny.
Yeah, he was.
If you watch him in The Kings of Comedy, where he breaks down the different ways you can use the word "motherfucker," that is funny.
George Lopez had a lot of great stand-up too.
Yeah, I saw George Lopez on a recent show, and he looks really bad, boy. I think he's been hitting drugs or living hard. Or something.
He's aged. Yeah, Jason, Andrew Dice Clay for sure. Back in the early 90s, you know, his whole routine, you know, I was introduced to that as a teen by my older cousin. I was corrupted.
I was never a fan of Andrew Dice Clay. I like, believe it or not, Rodney Dangerfield. He was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny in his movies more so than his stand-up to me.
But back in the early 90s, man, my cousin would pick me up in his Suzuki Samurai, and he would go from like Andrew Dice Clay to Two Live Crew. So I was corrupted at an early age, and so yeah.
say Robin Harrison. A lot of people don't remember Robin Harris, but I remember him. He was the dad off of the Kid and Play movie House Party.
I don't remember Robin Harris.
Yeah. Have you watched he's the one that create the term baby kids.
Oh, okay.
He died. I don't know what he died of. He died really early. He might have been in his 30s or 40s. I'm not sure what disease he had. But
That's
he was
damn young.
He died before he became really ultra famous. But he was the dad that played on House Party.
House Party was great. Kid and Play.
Remember, his daddy was like, no, you can't go to the party. He tried to touch his head, but his head, like he called him a racer head. He couldn't touch his head. I don't know why my screen seems to be lagging. I just put doggone, had the cable people put Ethernet on my daggone computer, and it's still lagging.
What type of webcam are you using?
I'm using the Logitech. I'll adjust the settings whenever I go off.
Yeah, Logitech should definitely be doing good for you. So
I just set a real setting. I think I got that 1080. I might need to drop it down to maybe 720.
Could be.
I'll figure it out.
Perp. Yeah, I agree with you, Perp. But Kevin Hart has never really been super funny to me, but I do like Kevin Hart.
Funny. He is funny. Listen to his stand-up one time.
I've seen a bunch of his stand-up on Netflix, and I mean, he is funny. He's just not he's not like in my top 5. But I love what he's done.
On like do you watch First Take or Undisputed?
Nah, I've never heard of those
sports shows. First Take stars Stephen A. and Max Kellerman.
Okay.
I watch sports shows about every morning. I'm telling you, this is my life. I watch First Take. Sometimes I watch First Things First, which are all sports shows, and then Undisputed. And I go to work. I work for a sheriff's office where I stay there all day. Then I got a second job. I come home, change clothes, go to a second job. Usually come back home by 8 or 9. Then I try to get on YouTube with either Robert Storms or now you, and I rotate that every day. So
nice. And you're getting closer and closer to your 1,000 mark, man. So
man, if I could hit this out, like today was the first afternoon I had off. Well, my grandmother passed, and I went to the funeral today.
I'm sorry, man.
Not a problem. And thanks. I took the rest of the day off. I did something for my part-time job, and then I had the whole afternoon off. So I said, well, I'm going to try and get online somewhere, and was able to do it. And but if I could just have one afternoon a week, other than Saturday and Sunday, then I believe I could have been done over it. But now that I'm close to 1,000, I don't think I have my 4,000 hours. So I'm like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. So I mean, I don't know. And daggone copper is luring in the horizon.
I'm not really worried about Kappa, at least not at this point. You know, whatever happens. It's the FTC. You know, we can't really do a whole lot about it, but we just got to ride the storm out because there have been a lot of YouTube apocalypses in the past that have never really come to pass. My hope is that since the FTC is regulating Kappa, is that maybe they'll give us some more clear-cut rules than YouTube ever did. YouTube has always been vague at best, you know, with what we can do and what we can't do.
Well, I hope so, bro, because in the past 6 months, I done spent a lot of money in this equipment. So I would hate to be like, oh, I got to shut it down.
I hear that. I've invested quite a bit of money in my equipment, so if they shut it down, I'm gonna be kind of upset.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
We've been on 1 hour and 48 minutes, man. It don't seem that long.
Nah,
I'm trying to make the 2 hour mark. If you up for it, and then we'll go ahead and cut it short. What else can we talk about? Yeah, I'm really disappointed in that Fantasy Island, man. When I saw that, I got excited when I first seen they were rebooting it, and I was like, man, that's gonna be all right. But the actor that's playing Mr. Rourke, I'm really not a fan of him. I mean, not in that character. He's the guy that played in Ant-Man.
Okay. Which guy was he in Ant-Man? Was he the villain?
He was the guy that was Paul Rudd's partner, the Hispanic guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna play Mr. Rourke.
That doesn't seem
He just don't
like the
doesn't
right
seem like-
casting.
no. But when it went to that horror angle, I was like, holy moly, I'm not spending my money. I'm not a big horror fan anyhow.
No.
The only
Especially
thing
when,
I really like, I like the Saws. Saw the first because I was like, man, this is a sick son of a you know what.
yeah.
They come with all these different ways to torture people, and then he gives them a way to get out. But shoot, the way to get out sometimes is worse than the actual torture itself.
The thing that bothers me the most, I'm not a horror fan. Like I've grown to accept that things like Freddy and Jason, like the old school ones, are more funny than they are scary because they're just stupid. But when you get to like the religious thrillers, that's when I'm out. Like the possessions and like the demonic stuff. I'm like, nah. No,
I don't watch that. I don't mean go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my mom and dad raised me, just to stay away from that stuff because
Yeah, I never watched the Damians.
Nah, no.
I never watched none of that stuff. And I'm telling you, the most scariest movie to me I remember when I was a little boy was Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
I'll never watch that. Never. I will never watch that version of it because I love vampire movies and werewolf movies.
Yeah.
I watched that, but for some reason, man, that Salem's Lot, man, it got me, and I'm like, no, I don't ever want to see that again.
The stuff that you that can't happen in real life, I'm generally okay with if I have to watch it. But like the supernatural or the religious thrillers, when it comes to possession, and like you're talking about like hell and brimstone, and anything that
So you probably don't watch that show called Evil now?
No, and see the premise looks really good, but no,
check it out. It's not bad. It's not fire and brimstone like you think. It's kind of like religion and science
meet together.
Yeah, it's not bad as you thought. I've got it saved on my DVR. I watched like the first 4 episodes. I think it's about 10 episodes now. I'm going to probably catch up whenever I get an opportunity, but it's not bad. Purple Minded said, American Horror Story, my favorite anthology series. Which season did you like the best? I like Coven. My daughter thinks the first one, I can't think what she called it, Murder House. But I like Coven the best. I think that was season 3, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm thinking about checking out the 1984 series.
Which one's that?
I think it's the most recent one, American Horror Story 1984. It takes place in the 80s.
I haven't seen that, but there's about 6 or 7 of them seasons now.
Yeah.
The first one was Asylum. I didn't watch that one. And I think one was Murder House. I didn't watch that one. But I watched season 3, which was Coven. It's about the witches.
Didn't they do one that dealt with the election or like some sort of election?
They did one like Asylum, Murder House, Coven. They did one like with a circus. They did one like Armageddon. That was kind of like the devil. It was like the devil's son had taken over and like blew up just about the whole planet, and the witches were the only thing between him and total domination. They had to send one witch back in time to kill him before he became all powerful.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I stopped watching Supernatural, man. Supernatural just started getting a little too demonic for me, because I was raised in a Christian household. I still maintain my Christian beliefs, and some of these things I don't want to expose myself to.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now one. I'm glad you mentioned that. How these people are going crazy over Lucifer.
Yeah, I've never watched it. Don't want to.
I've watched maybe half of the first season, and I said, look, they saying the devil is a good guy and he's trying to help, and so I really stopped watching that.
And I talked. My dad's a pastor and my mom, and they were like, "So you gonna be careful what you watch." And I know the church that I go to, the pastor, he's um dead set against Harry Potter. I mean, he talks about that several
Really?
times. Now, yeah, because just to mention a witch or warlock or anything like that, and he's dead set against it. I personally, I can separate fantasy from belief. I don't
Yeah.
believe nothing about Harry Potter. To me, it's just entertainment.
Yeah, same
Um,
here. But when
I
you
don't
when you
feel
go with
I
when
don't
you get
feel
down,
spiritually threatened when I watch Harry Potter.
no, me neither. I just feel like it's like a magic, like they call it, the magical world of Harry Potter. You know,
Yeah,
it's not dark. It's you know, it's made for kids, and I don't see anything menacing about it. But the thing about Lucifer is that you know, they're making him out to be essentially what the Bible says the Antichrist is going to be. He's going to come across as your friend, you know, and stuff like that. And nah, I don't want to buy into any of that stuff on TV.
I
The
agree.
the world's bad enough as it is, man.
Yeah. Permanent say just mark your channel is not for kids. You should be all right. I think it'll be a little bit more than that, bro.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
already marked mine not for kids, but I still think if your category on that list of what material that and content you cover, you're going to generate a list. And if your content or material is on that list that's for kids, whether you market for kids or not, you're still going to be penalized, or you're still not going to be able to monetize.
Mhm.
If I understand everything correctly, if you're on that list, and I'm afraid but what we talk about is on that list all day long and probably twice on Sundays. So I don't know how we're going to get around that. I don't know whether or not they're going to put certain provisions in. To me, it makes sense that if you're over 18, I mean, if you're under 13, you have that same thing when you click on something that's too graphic. You got to prove that you're whatever age you say you are.
Yeah, because
I
I
know
think
that's
you
still
have
not
to
going
be
to solve
third.
all the problems because we got some idiot parents or idiot adults
Yeah.
that's going to click on there and then hand the kid or the underage person the tablet or whatever, and just to get them out of their hair. But I don't see how the whole YouTube community should be penalized.
No, because how's it our fault? Like if they stumble upon this dream and we're talking about DC, you
Yeah,
know, we didn't invite them in, you know.
exactly. And I don't curse that much, and I mean, I may say the F bomb or something, but I'm not. I've seen some channels that's just ridiculous. I mean, they like
Yeah.
every other word is blah 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 blah. I mean,
Once I got monetized, I made sure that like before we go on, everybody knows not to drop a
that,
whole lot of
yeah, that's
curse
why I
words.
asked you. I mean, I was
Yeah.
kind of picking at Chad, because I could see it was some kind of chemistry there with the back and forth. But I mean, I normally, if you watch my shows, I don't curse a lot. I mean,
No.
I don't curse a lot normally, but I will occasionally if something I think needs to be expressed with a
There's a
colorful
time and
word. I'll say it.
place. There's a time and place. Like, you know, if they drop another Birds of Prey trailer and it is trash, you know, and it pisses me off, I might say a few choice words, you
I'm
know.
not
But
remotely interested in Birds of Prey. I was asked that by Robert Storms a couple nights ago. We streamed. I'm not. After I seen Wonder Woman is one. Black Widow is two.
yeah,
And Birds of Prey is so far behind that if I had a pair of binoculars, I probably couldn't even see them.
nah, man. I've said this before on Twitter. I've said it in videos. I think they gave Margot Robbie too much creative control. You know, I think they wanted her so much, you know, that they gave her some sort of um, consultant or, you know, like I don't know.
That seems to be the norm now. Because correct me if I'm wrong, they were going to give Jared Leto his own Joker movie, and I don't think his version of the Joker was all that good.
No, it
They
was
tried to
trash.
give Ezra Miller control over the Flash movie, and his Flash wasn't all that good. Not compared to Grant Gustin.
No, trash,
So it's
trash,
like if
trash.
these people are in these roles, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I mean, you got to have the pedigree to pull it off. I don't think Jared Leto.
The people who need
Prepared-
their own solo movies right now are Wonder Woman. Of course, she has it. You know,
Mhm.
Ben Affleck needed his own Batman movie, and Henry
Yeah, I
Cavill needs
agree.
a Man of Steel too.
Yep. And the only reason Jason Momoa got his is because he's eye candy for the women.
Yeah, and Aquaman 2 would be good. I thought Aquaman was fun.
Well, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I don't know who the bad guy is gonna be.
I
Because
think
Aquaman doesn't have like a lot of bad guys that I'm aware of.
there's still room for
Other than
Black
Black
Manta.
Manta? Huh?
I think there's still plenty of room for Black Manta to come back. Because
I mean,
he was kind of
he
a
was okay.
secondary. He was secondary to his Aquaman's brother, Arthur's brother.
Norn.
Yeah. So
Um,
I think after Black Manta heals from his wounds and repairs his suit and stuff, I think we're going to see a much bigger and badder Black Manta. Because really, Black
Maybe.
Manta is his big bad.
I wasn't too impressed with Black Manta, but that's here nor there. Maybe if they do him, give him more of the story, then that might whet my appetite. But
The costume was
I
on
was-
point.
I think his costume was awesome.
Yeah.
I have no problem with his costume, but he just seemed. He kind of reminded me a lot of like a poor man's version of Killmonger.
A little bit. Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
We going on 2 hours, brother. I mean, it's 10 o'clock my time. That's 9 o'clock your time.
Yep.
I enjoyed the chat. I mean, if you want to go some more, I'm good. If you ready to call it, whatever you want to do. I don't think we get no more. Okay, Purple Minded said, "What's up, David?" Purple Minded says, "Have y'all watched Watchmen series yet? It's dope."
Not yet.
I have not watched because I was not ever a Watchmen fan. When I watched the Watchmen movies many moons ago, I wasn't too impressed. So I haven't watched it now based on other YouTubers' critiques. It doesn't seem to be anything that's just knocking people over the head. We gotta watch this. The biggest thing to me is word of mouth. Word of mouth will always get you.
Yeah.
I didn't know about The Boys, but when I heard it, people who opinion that I respect, and I saw The Boys, I was hooked. I'm ready for Boys season 2.
The Boys was, I mean,
Yeah,
I
The
wasn't expecting much, man, but holy, it was
Yeah.
something.
It is awesome. Who says? Jason says keep going. Okay.
All right,
cool,
if you guys
Sean?
want us to keep going, we'll keep going.
Okay. Y'all keep asking questions, we're gonna keep going. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. About 11 o'clock my time, I'm going to bed because I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I hear that.
But, I'm gonna keep going. If we get asking another questions, I'll dedicate another 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. No more than that for the night. Regina King is amazing, and people critiquing the show are just truly hating it for no reason, honestly. I'm hearing that there's a lot of violence, a lot of racial not slurs, but maybe racial things in there that's offensive to people. I heard this last episode offended people that are animal lovers. So man, animal lovers, there's a big population of the country or the world of animal lovers. I'm not so much an animal lover. I mean, I'm not gonna kill them or hurt them. But I do prefer animals that are on my plate.
I mean, I'm like a dog lover, you know, like I like for instance, when I Am Legend came out with Will Smith, you know, my biggest problem is when he had to snap the dog's neck. You know, I was like, oh man, come on. You know, I love dogs.
Yeah, he didn't want he. Well, I could if he was taking about his music because he was going to change and then become all crazy. Like
No, I
could
get
I
that.
could see that. Yeah.
I know why he had to do it, but I just, you know,
Yeah.
hated to see it happen.
Yeah. Some people that are the animal lovers, it's kind of hard to see that. I have 2 dogs. Shoot, I think we got about 4 or 5 cats. I wasn't born. I mean, I wasn't raised animals. My wife and daughters really love animals. I wouldn't mistreat an animal under no circumstance unless it was trying to actively hurt one of my grandsons or being aggressive or rabies or something like that. Rabbit. Other than that, man, I mean, I don't hate animals. I mean, I'm just not one that has to have one.
I remember walking back when I was in high school. You know, we walked across the street to the field in PE, and you know, I was kind of a quiet kid unless I was in a class that you know, I knew at least 1 or 2 people in. But this kid, there was this baby bird that fell out of a nest, and he was sitting on the ground. And this kid just walked up to him and kicked him across the field. And man, I jumped on top of that kid and just started beating the crap out of him. You know, I'm like a very passive guy, but that just, if I see somebody doing abuse to animals that, you know, for no reason at all, I'm going to have a problem.
I can get that. In my profession, we have someone that specifically handles animal complaints and stuff. And I see it a lot. And there are definitely laws in place to handle people that just, I don't want to, I can't see in particularly like horses. That really gets me. If I'm riding, and I see horses and you can see the ribs and the back all caved in and they're not being fed. And then that visual look at that really gets me. But we definitely we have officers in my department or an officer that handles that, and we try to stay on top of that. You don't want to hurt an animal just for the sake of hurt an animal.
No,
type of another tickler.
No, you don't.
I want to read what Purple Minded said. He said, because what's interesting about the show, more black YouTubers love the show more than white YouTubers.
I'm gonna
how are you getting that information? I mean, are you asking white YouTubers? I mean, unless you can see them like I can see Sean, how are you getting that information and making that statement?
It's a good question. I'm gonna have to check out Tyrone Magnus, see if he has any reviews on it. Because
I watched Tyrone. He is funny.
Tyrone is awesome, man.
I loved when he unboxed something.
Mm-hmm.
The time when he unboxed, I think he had somebody sent him a statue of Magneto. Man, it was funny.
The guy just has so much
charisma.
Yeah, charisma and energy that he just projects to the.
Yeah. And then he can change his voices.
Yes,
man, he is very good at imitating other people. Especially, I don't know if you saw the one he's imitating Ric Flair and Stone Cold. Man, it was funny.
Yes, no, Tyrone is actually one of the first YouTubers I discovered, and you know, I was watching him before I even started my channel.
Is he and Scarlo married?
I
don't know. I can't tell.
I can't tell either. I know they've been together for a while now.
I think they're definitely dating because she be at his house
all the time,
all times a day, and she be wearing some stuff sometime that you ain't no friend. So
no, they're both together.
Yeah, they are good. I like both of them.
Yeah, I do. I think they have great chemistry together too when they're on camera.
Oh, let me put this up right here.
No spoilers. Come on, please.
Do not tell us nothing. We have not watched it.
Although
this time tomorrow, I would have watched it. Well, I'm going to watch it probably about 4:00 tomorrow morning.
Your Your Batman Beyond icon is legit though.
Yes,
I love it.
it is awesome.
I love Batman Beyond, man. That's one of my favorite DC Universe cartoons, DCAU.
I don't know why they won't pick that up because Terry, what was his last name?
Terry
McGinnis. Right? So that's really, if I remember the show correctly, it's been a long time. Wasn't he a clone of Bruce Wayne?
Yes, partially.
Catamus did it, didn't it? I think Catamus did it.
Yes, Amanda Waller. She took
Amanda
when
Welker.
his dad, huh? So
Then
what
Amanda
happened?
Welker did it.
Yeah, Amanda Waller
Weller,
did
rather.
it. So yeah, when Terry's dad went in for like a routine flu shot or something, they gave him a shot, and it rewrote his DNA so that when he had a kid, it was Bruce Wayne's DNA that was passed on to his mom. So
I got you.
yeah, because and that was covered in one of the, I think, Justice League Unlimited episodes towards the end. And because she was thinking, everybody, Batman was getting older and stuff, and she couldn't imagine a world without Batman.
Yeah,
So
I remember her saying that. She's saying that Terry had she don't have his intellect, but he got his spirit and other stuff.
Yep.
Because Batman is like, I had a show on this about who's the most dangerous man in DC, and to me, it's Batman.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine if Batman had Superman powers?
Oh,
or did you see the ring? I mean, the cartoon animation show when he got Green Lantern's ring for a few minutes. So to me, and of course, Batman had all the contingency plans. He knew how to neutralize Wonder Woman. He knew how to neutralize Martian Manhunter, neutralize the Flash, even himself. But he was able to figure out how to get out of that grave he was buried in.
Oh, and he was pissed when he came out of that grave.
Yeah. So Batman, to me, man, pound for pound, I think he's the smartest man in DC, and I think he's the most dangerous because he's always going to be 2 or 3 steps ahead. And it pissed me off in Batman, the one of Christian Bale where Bane broke his back and got the best of Batman.
Yeah, Batman, The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that pissed me off because in that fight he actually lost his cool, and I never seen Batman lost his cool in a fight.
No,
so I didn't like that.
I've never seen Batman lose his cool, especially when he fights Bane. He knows how to deal with Bane. He always has.
Purple Minded said, comment chat, I would recommend that you watch it for yourself to have your own opinion. Only has 9 episodes, but I feel like they have a lot of things in there that are important that most people are afraid to talk about nowadays.
What are we talking about, Perp?
He's talking about Watchmen.
Oh, Watchmen.
Made a statement that he believed that more. I'm hearing that it's very, what's the word? Negatively, it could be offensive. One of my friends that's on YouTube, he is very offended when he sees it. He said he doesn't want to see how graphic it is because I think in certain episodes they show, I think, some part of history where a large number of blacks were killed by whites, I believe.
Yeah.
He said this past episode they showed animal cruelty. I'm just going to say that each of us has their own things, his or her own things that's going to set you off or that's going to be offensive to you. One particular example I want to use is Colin Kaepernick, and I'm not going to stay on this long. But Colin Kaepernick took a knee. The media asked him, why are you taking a knee? And he explained to them that, look, I'm taking this knee because there are a large number of white officers that are killing a large number of black males.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. After I got the explanation, it didn't bother me. I'm a veteran. I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years. I served in Desert Storm.
Respect.
I'm a black male. I'm a cop. It did not offend me. But other people
he wasn't showing
like
disrespect. He was not showing disrespect at all.
No. And the fact that the president got so, well, I can't get into that because of where I work, but I'm just saying I I wasn't offended by Colin Kaepernick particular stand. It did not offend me once I found out why he was doing it. There's some people that say, well, that wasn't a platform. That's exactly the platform because he's NFL. If he would have done a press conference, and the minute you find out what he was doing, if you didn't agree with him, you're going to cut it off or change the channel. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. But you're not going to change the channel of that NFL game.
Yeah, he did it in the perfect. He did it in the perfect environment, man. He did it like a live broadcast NFL game. You know, he took a knee. He wasn't disrespectful at all. And, you know, until we're informed otherwise, you know, we live in America. We have the rights to peacefully protest, you know. So people gave him a lot of heat that he didn't deserve. And if that's truly how he felt, then, you know, he's entitled to express how he feels as long as he's not hurting himself or others.
Exactly. And what the glaring thing that sticks in my mind is that he broke no laws.
No, not at all.
He broke no laws and was pretty much banned from the NFL. Where there's other people that's broken laws, been accused of killing people, fight dogs,
beat their wives,
beat their girlfriends, and they're allowed a second chance. But this guy, because he took a knee, something that the flag in the Constitution allows us to exercise freedom of speech, but he was banned. I don't understand that. When I get into debates with other people, sometimes I get heated. So I don't want to go too deep because.
Man, Michael Vick had less of a firestorm around him than Kaepernick did.
I agree. Let's get back over that before I get myself in trouble.
That's cool. But I agree with you.
David says, hey, dude, you guys have an opinion on Resident Evil 3 remake trailer. What do you think? I didn't see it. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan. I don't play that game. I don't know nothing about it. Another YouTuber, good friend of mine, Robert Storms, he loves it. I saw his go to his channel and watch his review on it. He says it's awesome. He's a big time gamer. He says Resident 3, I think, has up to maybe 9 different games, but according to him, Resident Evil 3 game was the best. So he's ecstatic, happy. I personally, I'm not a big time gamer. I'm an old school gamer, man. I play stuff like Frogger and I just bought, man, to me, I'm gonna tell you how old I am. GameCube. I got a GameCube last Christmas. My wife said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, man, there's this game used to call New York. What is it called? It's a rapping game. It was like a New York DEF CON or something like that. But anyway, it's a fighting game. And you can create your own player. And as you fight, you win money. And then you can buy jewelry or you can buy different fighting styles. It's 5 different fighting styles. One is like boxing, grappling, street fighting, wrestling, and I can't think of karate or something. But you can only get 3 styles out of the 5. But as you win, you get more juice and more skills. And man, it's Def Jam: The Fight for New York. That's the name of it.
I'll tell you what, man. Since you're an old school gamer like I am, I'll recommend a system that you should pick up. It's like $100 and some odd dollars on the low end. It's called the Retron 5, and what it does. Yeah, it plays Sega Genesis games, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, the Japanese versions, the Famicom Super Nintendo games, the Famicom Nintendo games, Game Boy games. You can even get an adapter for it to where it will play other games. But I mean, it will play all of your old school cartridges.
I might check that out. I don't get to play much because, like I said, I just explained to you my schedule. But when I can fit it in, I'll fit it in.
And the cool thing about it, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the cool thing about it is it takes an SD card, so you can save your like where you left off. Unlike back in the day, you know, when you stopped, you had to start all over. This will save your game.
Okay, I might check into that. My Christmas present this year. Purple Minded said, well, in the first episode, they talked about the Tulsa, Oklahoma Black Wall Street Massacre, which is important because with that episode, a lot of people didn't know about it at all.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
I knew about it. I didn't know certain particular, but a friend of mine kind of pulled my coattail on that a few years ago about what happened.
Yeah, I couldn't.
David said-
It's
Go ahead.
something that we weren't taught. At least I wasn't taught in school. I don't think most people were taught in school.
There's
That
a lot of Black history that wasn't taught in school, unfortunately.
for sure. You know, people, Black people were thriving in Oklahoma, and they pulled it out from underneath them.
That was just good. David says the Watchmen film was pushing the boundaries somewhat too. I guess, like I said, I really didn't read the comic book. I really wasn't knowledgeable of it. I try to support any and all comic book movies, but if I'm not interested in it, I'm only going to watch it like one time. I can tell you, I only watched Green Lantern one time. It totally sucked in my opinion. I watched Catwoman one time in the theater. I may watch it on TV.
The best
Jonah
thing I
Hex-
can say about that is Halle Berry was hot.
Yeah, that's it. Jonah Hex, I watched one time in the theater. The Last Airbender, that really pissed me off. I thought I was going to see the whole thing, like the Book of Air, the Book of Fire, Water, and when they only showed one, I was like, "Can I get my money back?" Because I mean, it's 3 more books, and I got it. And then I knew it wasn't going to make the money, so I wasted hour and 45 minutes of my life. I can't get back.
Did you
So I
know
went
that Green Lantern was supposed to be the kickoff of the DCEU, but it failed so hard they went with Man of Steel?
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
they had the wrong actor. Ryan Reynolds was built for Deadpool. He was
Yeah.
not built to be Hal Jordan.
You know, Hal Jordan is the Green Lantern I grew up with as a kid because of Super Friends and stuff like that. But you know, like in my teen years, in my early 20s, when I was watching Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, I really grew to like Jon Stewart. So they could have easily found a Black actor to do a really good Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. And I think because now, you know, Jon Stewart is very much when you think of Green Lantern, most people think of Jon Stewart. You know, so I think it would have been smarter for them to launch it with Jon Stewart instead of Hal.
I agree. Jason Miller says, but Logan was violent and nobody blinks an eye. I just think it hits a core because it has real love events in it. I'm not sure what he's talking about on that, Jason. Are you comparing it to the Watchmen? I'm not sure.
I was talking to Jermaine Terrence, and he said the Watchmen series in a lot of ways mirrors modern society. You know, it shines a light on what's bad in society right now. And I think that's what people are having a problem with for whatever reason. But I mean, if we have problems, there's no reason to shy away from it.
I agree. Purple Minded said, I had no idea who Bass Reeves was until I seen Watchmen. I know of a lot of Black history, but there's definitely a lot of things I'm in the dark with. That's true, brother. All I can tell you is, man, the World Wide Web is a wonderful thing because it has a lot of information you can have at the tip of your fingers. So explore it, man. That's what I do. I see something I don't know about or something, and I'll go and research it. Because there's nothing like learning stuff for yourself. No one can take that for you.
You
take
can't
that from you.
You can't
Once
rely
you learn
on
it,
what
it's
you're taught
yours.
in history, man. They bastardized our history books when we were kids growing up. They taught us, they whitewashed history more or less for everybody in America.
And you know what's crazy is that foreigners know our history better than we do.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad.
Jason Miller said, because America has no respect for Black people. I'm going to dodge that comment. I'm not saying I disagree with you, Jason. I'm just saying, based on my career and profession, I have to keep some of my comments and opinions to myself.
Do you mind if I comment on that just a little bit?
Go right ahead.
I think the higher up in the government that's probably true for like anything in like Capitol Hill and stuff like that, you know. But when it comes to the average citizens of America, I don't think that's true as much as people would like to believe. Now, racism is alive and well, but you know, the fact that you know, you and I can sit here, Danny, and we can have these conversations, you know, it proves that, you know, there's still things in this world that can connect us, you know, and we can rise above all this other crap that the media is trying to push on us.
Well said. I agree. David Quinner said Halle Berry kind of went off the radar in the Hollywood after Catwoman, with a few exceptions.
I don't
Hey,
blame her. I'd have been embarrassed about Catwoman. I'd be like, oh, peace.
I loved her in Monster Balls, though.
Yeah.
Well, I watched that one particular scene quite often.
What was the movie that she did with Robert Downey Jr.? It was the Insane Asylum. Oh, I forget. But that was really good. That was before he became Iron Man, I think.
What up, Killer? Killer? Is that Reverse Flash? Reverse Flash.
Yeah, it looks like he's ripping off his mask, or Speed Force or something. His lightning.
Jason Miller said he's Canadian.
Nothing wrong with our Canadian brothers and sisters. I
didn't realize that Mama Bear was Canadian.
Oh yeah. Yep, she sure is. Chad's Canadian. Mama Bear is Canadian.
Hello, Boy Wonder. What's up?
What's up to everyone in the chat? Thanks for joining us.
We appreciate y'all. Look like we're gonna try and get the 3-hour mark. But after the 3-hour mark, I'm gonna have to go ahead and call it quits. But I definitely appreciate everyone that's on here. Man, y'all give me a lot of energy. Y'all making me feel like what we're talking about, what we're doing on YouTube is worthwhile. I appreciate every last one of your questions. And I promise you I'm going to stay on here for 3 hours if you continue asking those questions. So ask away.
Absolutely.
I agree. It's the higher ups, the government, and the media. That's what Jason Miller said.
Yep, I would agree.
Well, I don't think y'all have that problem in Canada that we having over here in good old US of A, do we?
Probably not to the extent. I mean, it is bad here.
There are certain countries you don't hear much about. You don't hear much about Australia. You don't hear much about Canada. They kind of like fly under the radar. So
Canada seems like, and I don't mean to disrespect Jason, but Canada, you know, seems like America light. You know, as far as all the troubles that we have, it's like you guys seem to be cruising a little bit easier than we do.
Yeah, a whole lot easier. Killer, no, I'm not screaming with Rob tonight. He said that he is going to take a break. I think he may stream him playing one of his games. But I think I'm not. We're probably not going to be able to get together tonight. Probably later on this week, I hope.
Robert's got plenty of stuff to go check out if you haven't seen some of his videos, though.
Yeah.
He's got tons of good stuff.
Man, Rob is funny.
Yeah, he is.
His David P. Dumbass and his Geek are my favorite two characters.
I'm gonna have to talk to him and ask him how he does like the multiple versions of himself on screen.
Yeah, he did that today. I've never seen that, but that was smooth.
That was good. That was tight.
Yeah, he has a real good sense of humor.
He does. He really does. I don't agree with everything, like his stance on some things, but I really do appreciate his views on things.
Yeah, when he dug in on something, he dug in like a tick. That Star Wars, man, that's his baby.
Yeah.
I don't agree with some of the stuff, but I enjoy being on the show. Good people.
No, I've never played Shamu. Shamu, I've heard Shenmue, or however you pronounce it. I've heard really good things about it. There is a gamer that I watch. Let me get his name really quick. Give him a shout out because he is all about that video game series. Where is he at?
Hey, I'm gonna give you the floor one more time, bro. I'll be right back.
Sure, no problem. Where's he at? Where's he at? Got too many subscriptions, man. Too many subscriptions. Oh, happy console gamer. Yeah, he's from Canada, and he is all about that franchise for sure. What do you disagree with most about Star Wars with Robert Storms? Well, for me, I'm not a fan of really anything Disney's done with Star Wars. I think they've disrespected the legacy characters. I'm going to go see Episode 9 because I want to see if they can actually correct course even a little bit. But what they're doing on Disney Plus with the Mandalorian, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, I think they're maybe on the right track. They're although the pacing of the show for the Mandalorian is a little bit slow to me. I wish they would actually have a little more progression in the storyline, to be honest. But I do really, really enjoy the Mandalorian. Yeah. Perp. No. I did not like The Last Jedi. No, don't be speaking lies.
Where's that at? I didn't see that.
Oh, it's the most recent comment. Yeah, Killer Keller, Mandalorian is great, but it does move very slow. Oh.
Jason Miller, thank you. I appreciate the channel. You liking the channel?
Nine looks like a huge adventure. Yeah.
What Boy Wonder said. Did you address that one? What Boy Wonder say?
I did. Yeah, but go ahead and if you want to give your thoughts on it.
What do you disagree with most about Star Wars with Robert Storms? His overall view, I don't disagree with. I just disagree with The Last Jedi, the part where Luke Skywalker faced off against Kylo Ren. I thought that was very underwhelming. I thought the fact that Luke Skywalker had become so like this bitter and didn't really care, and the way he tossed the lightsaber over his shoulders, I didn't care for that. Robert Storm's side is that, and he makes a good point that in 30 years you're going to change. You may become more cynical or more bitter or whatever. Kind of like if you watch Crisis, how Batman in Earth, whatever it was, became bitter and he started killing people. That you're not going to be the same person you were when you were young. I understand that part, but you're still going to have at your core your beliefs and stuff. And like his whole beliefs was shaken. Like I said, I am a victim of reading probably too many spoilers and stuff. And I heard a spoiler and I saw one. I got really excited about it. And they were like, it's going to be this epic lightsaber duel. And Luke Skywalker is going to lose like 5 or 10 different lightsabers, and he's gonna be fighting different people. I was all geared up for that. The fact that he was able to transport himself across the galaxy, wherever he was on that water planet, to wherever the Resistance was a very tremendous feat. I've never seen a Jedi use that much energy or whatever mind control it took. I'm not saying that wasn't an incredible feat, because it was. I'm just saying in the overall scope of that particular movie, it was underwhelming to me. And that's what I mainly disagree with his take on it. He loves it. You think that it's good. He loves Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it as much as he does. But I do love the Star Wars franchise.
Yep, me too.
Let's see, Sean, don't lie. You like The Last Jedi. Mandalorian is great, but it moves slow. Let's see. Boy Wonder says, is your baseball hat KC or LA?
This one is actually Chicago Cubs. It's my favorite National League team. My Kansas City Royals hat's upstairs.
Jason Miller says, I hate that they made the one black guy a janitor. I don't know what you're referring to.
Which,
Elaborate on that for us, Jason. Killer says, Sean, if you stream with Rob, don't read the stream comments. LOL.
Yeah, I usually don't. I was reading some comments.
Don't read on his. He will ban you. So don't do that.
I don't. I was just reading some comments like when.
Well, I don't mind you with mine 'cause I'm trying to.
Yeah. I kind of responded to Perp just because Perp and I have a history, and I read some comments when Danny had to step away. But generally speaking, I don't read other people's comments.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't mind you because it helps me flow with the conversation. But on the show, don't read them.
No.
Jason Miller, my thing is Luke had his test. Pull him up. I gotta get with Rob Zach. I want 23,000 subscribers, so I gotta beat the bushes. I'm beating the bushes, putting in my work. So I want to read everything I can, every question I'm asking. My thing is Luke had his test when he didn't kill Vader, so I don't see him trying to kill Ben, even if it was for a second. And I don't like the fact that Luke died using the Force. Those are very valid points. I do think that maybe for a second he thought about killing Ben because he saw what his dad become, and he didn't want that done again. Because we all have things that we like, and then once we think about it, we like, no, we shouldn't do that. So that's a second thought. But everybody on the planet Earth has had a knee-jerk reaction. So you can't sit there and tell me you haven't. That was a knee-jerk reaction at first for him to light his lightsaber and look down at Ben and think about killing him, and then he got hold of himself. We all have done that.
Yeah, and I think that we would have accepted it as
we all have done something that we'd be like,
for sure.
Go ahead.
I think that the fan base would have probably accepted it a little bit more if they would have given us a little bit of a backstory of those missing 30 years. To figure out why Luke is the way he is in The Last Jedi. Because the last thing we saw was Luke in Return of the Jedi, and then we saw him throw his lightsaber over the cliff in Ryan Johnson's piece of crap.
Yeah, that teed off a lot of fans when he did that. Well, I want to say, where do you guys live? I live in the south part of the country, a little state called South Carolina.
Nice. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. Not Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, home of the Chiefs and the Royals.
Let's see. Jason says Force Awakens made Finn a janitor. What is he talking about? Explain that to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's been a second since I've seen Force Awakens, to be honest.
Yeah. So explain that to me. Purple Minded say Ray is Bay. Okay.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley is very, very cute when she's not made up in her Ray suit. I think she's very attractive. And that British accent, the English accent, will get me every time. True story.
Doesn't move my needle. Maybe I need to see her outside of the Ray.
Yeah.
There was another show that came on where'd it come on? It's called Carnival Row. Did you watch that?
Yes.
Man, that show was awesome. I can't wait till the second season.
I loved it, man. I loved it.
That show flew under the radar. In fact, I saw it one night on an advertisement.
What did it come on? It wasn't Netflix, was it?
No, it was Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. I saw it. I said, I'm gonna check that out. 'Cause I've always liked. I can't think of the guy name who stars in it.
Uh,
He played on
yeah.
the thing with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and I mean, it was. I like I like the fantasy type of movies. You know, they
That
mix.
kinda remind me of what's that came on HBO? True Blood.
Yeah, a little bit, and it was so good. I binged it all within one day. You know, over a Saturday because I was like, all right, I saw it advertised. You know, Carnival Row. It seems interesting. You know, there's fairies and stuff like that. That's kind of in my wheelhouse. And man, it was so good. I finished it all in one day, and I was dead dog tired after I was done because of the wee hours of the morning. But man, I cannot wait until season 2 for sure.
Yeah. Orlando Bloom, I think his name is.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was
Um,
nothing about that show that I did not like.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good. Well written, everything. I think it was all British actors too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Killer says, "Boy, I want to say he's from KC."
Cool, Boy Wonder. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, hit me up at Sean Stackhouse on Twitter, and maybe we can like hook up on the stream.
Killer says, "Keep streaming the network, and you guys will get there." That's the plan, Bo. That is the plan. Oh, I told Mama Bear today that I think the stream we had with the 6 people we had very good chemistry, and man, that might be something we could build off of. So
Absolutely, that was a lot of fun.
yeah,
And that Wonder Woman trailer was lit, man.
yeah. I'm very excited to see that.
Me too.
Jason Miller says, when they went to Starbase, Han asked Finn what he used to do when he was a stormtrooper, and Finn said sanitation.
All right, I get
Okay.
that.
I get that. Like I said, I haven't memorized the lines on that. I've only seen the movies one time.
Nah, if you want to talk about like some Star Wars that I've memorized lines from, we'd have to go back to the original 3,
Yeah.
like episode 4, 5, and 6.
You know what? I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they didn't like the prequels, but I love the prequels.
Yeah, I have no
I
problem.
don't have a problem with any of it. And I
No.
especially, my favorite character for he's probably still in my top 5 is Darth Maul. I love him.
Darth Maul was he would wreck you.
I love him in the movies. I don't like him so much in Rebels. Have you watched Rebels?
Yes. Yeah. The movie I think it comes down to the fact that Ray Park played Darth Maul in live action, and Ray Park is a martial arts powerhouse. So everything you saw Darth Maul do was just, I mean, it was fire.
Yeah. I agree with you. I definitely.
And also the prequels really gave me much more love for the Obi-Wan Kenobi character, Ewan McGregor, because Alec Guinness, by the time 4, 5, and 6 rolled around, he was very much the old Obi-Wan Kenobi. But seeing Obi-Wan in his prime in the prequels, I really, really enjoyed that, and I'm super excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Let me see. What's the next one? Next one. A lot of questions.
That's a good thing.
Yep. David said, "True, Jason." I remember hearing that mostly when he talked about sanitation. So I can remember it now too. Now that you refresh my memory, the Batman looks like they have an all-star cast. What
I'm
do you
gonna
believe?
need a trailer. I'm gonna need a trailer to convince me about the Batman.
What,
And I love Batman.
what are you talking about?
The like to convince me like whether or not I'm bored with this Batman.
No, I mean the Batman. Is that something that's coming out? I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, that's the Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Oh, they got a trailer on that now.
No, not yet. Not yet. But they're announcing like everybody who's going to be in the movie. But I'm not going to be sold on it until I see a trailer. You know, the trailer is going to make it or break it for me.
I just don't see Robert. I mean, everybody's saying he's going to be a great Bruce Wayne, which he may be. I'm not. I can't say yes or no, and I'm basing totally on what I've seen from Twilight. So that's probably not fair, an unfair assessment of his acting skills. But I'm just going. I'm going to. The jury's still out on that.
Yeah,
I can't say, but based on what I've seen in Twilight, I don't know. I don't know.
you can't go from a powerhouse like Ben Affleck as Batman to somebody like
Ben
Robert Pattinson.
Was the best Batman. I thought Christian Bale had Batman down pat,
Mhm.
but man, Ben
And
Affleck.
that, granted, you know, like the warehouse scene when he was busting through like the floors and stuff, you know, that of course that was a stunt man, but still it was Ben Affleck's Batman. You know, all of these things were Ben Affleck's Batman, and he was the best Bruce Wayne that we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
Part. When he was working out, man, and he was lifting that weight. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never seen Michael Keaton do that.
no,
You never seen George Clooney do that.
No.
You never seen Val Kilmer do that. And you know, we saw Christian Bale doing push-ups and different stuff, training, but we never seen. And you know, in order for Batman to do what he does, he has to constantly train.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And in all honesty, man, and I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and I know Christian Bale had worked out for the role, but I still think Christian Bale was too slender for Batman.
I think because he just came off of what was that movie? He had to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like American Gangster, American Psych, something like that. Something he was. But when I read the story, he had lose so much weight that his agent said, "Look, we got the Batman, but you got to gain this." They said he gained too much weight. He didn't look right in the suit. But then he had like maybe 30 days before they start shooting. They didn't think he's going to get down to the Batman weight when he's able to do it. So he's a master when it comes to
I know.
to losing weight and gaining weight and that kind of stuff. I think that's what happened to Tom Hanks. I heard that kind of messed up Tom Hanks' health because he had to do like that Forrest Gump. Then he did
Castaway.
I can't think of it with Wilson.
Yeah, Castaway. Yeah.
He keep going. His weight elevating so drastically. So I think Christian Bale. Yeah, I give him dedication, but I guess he's making that kind of money. You can do that kind of stuff.
If you're not going to have somebody as built as Ben Affleck for the role, the mural behind you, you know, Batman's physique in the mural behind you, that's at least what he has to look like.
Yep. But I think they're going to do it maybe Batman Year One. So maybe he's not going to be as physically fit and muscle because I think he's still.
How is that going to fit in with the overall universe, though? If it's year one, I mean, they talked about for the longest time that they were going to do a Flashpoint thing, and that's how we were going to get a new Batman. But
that's what they need to do. They need to retcon,
yeah,
the whole DC universe, maybe with the exception of Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and just let Flash. I would get Grant Gustin off of the CW Flash, and I was still at their actual story when he went back to Flashpoint. Went back, so lived what was like 6-8 months with his family, with his mom and dad. Then he came back. I would get the Reverse Flash. I do all that stuff. They have the blueprint to make a fantastic DC movie. I just don't know why they won't do it.
I don't know.
I missed Rob streams last night. What was it about? Did I stream Rob last night?
I think he
it
did.
was Monday.
Or was it Monday?
Last night on Monday, we talked about Wonder Woman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I think you jumped in after our stream.
Yeah, we only talked about an hour, and I think we talked mainly about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Jason Miller says everybody forgets that part, but it hit a core with me. I was like, "Why is there one black guy a janitor?" When in the Last Jedi, Finn say I was the one that mopped the floor or something like that.
How much
Mr. Miller,
do you want to make a bet that Finn is Lando's son?
I'm hearing that, but I don't know. I don't know. Well, based on what I heard, the first 30 minutes of Rise of Skywalker is going to be Rey and Chewbacca and possibly Finn, maybe Poe, going to different installations and rescuing former resistant leaders. I think Lando's one. And that's when we see him sitting Millennium Falcon and yelling and doing like he did in the earlier version. So that's what I'm being told based on conversation with Robert, because he reads all the books and.
Oh, I know. Robert is a walking knowledge. He's a walking library of Star Wars knowledge.
I wish I could get those books and listen like he can, but I can't do it. When I was younger and didn't have the responsibility I have at work, then I could come home and read my baby read the EU books. But now that I'm kind of higher up rank and more responsibility and 2 jobs, it's kind of hard. Well, maybe whenever I'm in my car, I can download it to my phone or whatever and listen to it like that. But other than that, it's pretty hard for me to read those books.
Maybe we can convince Robert to read each book in a video, and I can listen to them as I drift off to sleep. You know,
That's a good idea. I'll let you run that by him whenever.
yeah.
Jason Miller, are you really thinking too hard there? I'll let y'all conversate on that. David said the garbage disposal scene from A New Hope was cool.
There was nothing in A New Hope that wasn't cool.
Killer said Robert is off now. Maybe he can jump on here for a bit. You're gonna have to ask him that. He definitely invited. In fact, let me send him a link. He might come on. Hold on 1 minute.
Killer, I really, really like your icon, man. That is bad. My friend sent me a text saying after Crisis is finished, he thinks he's done with the Arrowverse. There's only going to be one male-led show. All others will be female-led trash, including the new Stargirl. I don't see how there's only one led show, like male led. The Flash. But there's also Black Lightning. That's a male-led show for the most part. That's interesting.
I'm still here. It's taking me a while. My computer's acting really slow.
Oh, it's all good, man. Oh, nice. Robert followed me on Twitter. That's awesome.
All right, I'm back. I sent him the link. So if you want to join, he's more than welcome.
Cool. So, Boy Wonder, did you ever say whether or not you have a YouTube channel up and running? Like I said, if so, just send me a DM at Sean Stackhouse on YouTube or on Twitter, and maybe we can hook up on a stream since we're both from Kansas City.
Killer asks, "Am I looking forward to Conan America 2?" Hell yeah!
Yes,
That is
sir.
long over.
Have they confirmed that everybody like Eddie and Arsenio are coming back for that?
Eddie Arsenio, John Amos, who played the girl's daddy. I'm not. The only problem I've been hearing is that the girl that played his wife, the princess, she may not be able to do it.
That's all right. So much time has passed. You could replace her and nobody'd really notice. It's just the like Arsenio and Eddie you can't replace.
Yeah, exactly.
And even like James Earl Jones and John Amos.
He said, "I'm not a big fan of Cavill or Affleck in their respective DCU roles, so giving Cavill another chance would be okay."
Yeah. Well,
David,
I think
I'm gonna go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Cavill at the very end of Justice League, Joss wrote him as the Superman that everybody's been wanting. I think that Cavill, if given another shot, would want to do something closer to Christopher Reeve, and I'm all about that.
I am too, but this is just my opinion. It may sound a little harsh, David, but if you are a true Batman fan, then Affleck is the best Batman, hands down. He had the look, he had the attitude, he had the essence of Batman, because Batman's the only person that could figure out how to beat Superman and kill Superman. He was on the verge of killing Superman. Had it not been for Lois, and it had not been that their mothers are both named the same thing. And he thought maybe Superman was calling his mother name when actually Superman was calling him, telling him to save Martha, his mother. But just so happened that Batman and Superman mothers have the same name, and that triggered a hesitation in Batman, which caused him not to send that kryptonite spear through Superman's chest. So, and that's another point I'm going to use right there in Goku and Vegeta would kick Superman's ass. If Batman, a mere mortal who has nothing but intellect and gadgets, can defeat the Man of Steel, then what do you think two Super Saiyans that can merge, instant transmission, has all kind of different fighting styles, chi blasts and stuff, can do to the Man of Steel?
Yeah, but the only thing I can say is it takes Goku time to get into his different stages. You know, while he's trying to get into his, like, say, Super Saiyan form or what have you, Superman has all. I mean, he's faster. I mean, he's almost as fast as the Flash. He can get over there and do his business, you know, faster than Goku would realize what's going on. But I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that he would absolutely beat him, but I think he would beat the crap out of him. I think it would be a hell of a fight.
I think it'd be a good fight, but the reason why it takes Goku them so long, they're trying to fight at their base level, because the stronger they are at their base level, the stronger they're going to be at whenever they transform to different levels.
Sure.
If they can get their base level and tap into Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, God, then if they can tap into that at their base level, they're going to already be a handful. But once they transform to that particular form, then they're going to be even more hell. Can you imagine if he is his base level and had Ultra Instinct?
Yeah.
And what the hell he would do when he done master Ultra Instinct and goes to that form? I don't know if Superman can handle Goku. But I don't. Goku would probably have would show mercy. Vegeta not gonna show mercy.
The only
So-
Superman that I am pretty certain could beat Goku without a problem is Superman Prime, because Superman Prime virtually has no weaknesses. That was the Superman that they had to power down because he was too hard to write for. You know,
So he's immune to kryptonite and stuff now.
for the most part, Superman Prime was immune to most things. He was essentially like full on God mode.
Well, I want to read that because
Yeah, it's a good read. What kind of mic do you have?
I got a Yeti.
Oh, that's a Yeti?
Uh-huh.
What type of Yeti is it?
The Yeti Blue.
Nice. It's the Yeti Nano. Okay, I've never seen one of those. Those are nice. I had a blue Yeti, the bigger kind, but I really like that. That's a nice looking microphone.
Thank you. It was recommended to me by Robert Storm. This is my old mic I had here. A toner. It was pretty cheap. The whole thing was about $30. And he was like, you might be on. I went to Walmart and this was like $120, I think it was.
Yeah. Did you
I
just
like it.
recently upgrade to that one?
I upgraded that about maybe 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I thought I saw some of your videos with a different microphone. So
Yeah, I was just, man, when I first started off, if you see the progression of my videos, it's like night and day. I was looking at them today, and man, when I first started, I was using my cell phone
oh, me too, dude.
with what they call it, little circle light, which you can put on your cell phone.
Yep.
What do they call it? I forgot what it was. And I was at my window and had curtains. It was bad when I look at it now.
I started up my YouTube channel literally on a Chromebook with the webcam built in. You know, it was a Samsung Chromebook, and
Man, it's
some of my early videos were cringe. I didn't know how to edit videos, you know, and then I upgraded to a green screen for like a year, and that was pretty cool. And then I decided I want to put some stuff in the background. I'm still not done. I have a bunch of comic books I want to hang up, but I need to get a level for that.
man, it's a work in progress, bro. Because I was in one episode, man. I was in my bathroom, and I had my grandson's action figures all on the wall. The angle shot,
Yeah.
lighting was terrible. So, I went and got photography, the umbrellas and stands, and the natural light. Robert's like, man, you got to get a better camera. So I went and got that the Logitech. I just bought this camera last week, my camcorder. I'm going to start doing my videos, but I'm kind of dragging my feet on that because, man, I've got so used to iMovie. That's an Apple application for the for editing, and now I don't want to go to a different one because I'm so familiar with that one. But I'm going to have to go to it because my computer here, my desktop, is not Apple. So,
Gotcha.
That's just one thing. But I'm slowly but surely getting there.
Yeah, it's all like slow little increments, like when it comes to improving the quality of the channels, man. Everybody does it, but it's a lot of fun when you actually look back and see some of your earlier videos and you're like, oh man, that was horrible.
Yeah. I'm still learning. I got to pick up my energy because sometimes I've been told, man, you're monotone. You don't have no energy. But I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But I still want to do this and I still want to talk. So take what I'm doing and my energy is love because it's definitely not, I don't want to be here. I'm just, man, some days it's kind of hard after working 14, 15 hours.
I hear that.
Man, we're going over 3 hours.
Yeah, we are.
Last questions. And then I'm going to call it.
All right, that's cool.
Sean Stackhouse said, I'm in KCMO between North Kansas City and Gladstone. I'm a caretaker for my dad. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Purple said that marked the scene was very deep and went over a lot of people's head.
Why did you say
Not
my
mine, but
name?
they would say, okay, that's fine with me. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Killer says Superman all day. Purple Minded say, oh, he said Superman all day. That would be good. I disagree with you, Killer. Purple Minded says with Saiyans, they get stronger as they fight, so Superman would have to kill Goku to beat him.
Oh, for sure.
After each fight, they get exponentially stronger. So a Saiyan with a bag of sensu beans would be pretty hard. Killer says Superman 1 million. Killer says you got your own studio now. Yeah. I got 2 different backdrops.
Did you get your other backdrop yet?
I got this one is my Marvel and DC mix because you got the Hulk here, Captain America, Spider-Man. And I got Superman and Batman on this side. The one behind this one, I got just all the Avengers. My wife bought it for me for my birthday. Friday, I will have my Vegeta one.
Nice.
So I'm ready. I'm excited about that.
That's a sick backdrop, though. I really like it.
Thank you. She got that off Amazon somewhere. My wife has really helped me out, man. I appreciate it, man. She goes online and she adds things to my show, and she puts different stuff in my for its description and stuff. So she's really helped me out. She's been a godsend on that. Drink coffee like Rob. If I drink coffee like Rob, I'd be peeing every 10 minutes. Not beer though. Nope, I don't drink. I do not drink beer at all. I'll be 50 next year and I've tasted beer one time. To me, it tastes like mule pee. I'll spit it out. I do not drink beer.
It's nasty stuff. Nasty stuff.
The adult beverage, Disaronno is my favorite, but that's every blue moon. I might drink 3 times a year.
If I have anything, man, it's gotta taste like there's no alcohol in it because I just don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, I like the sweet stuff myself. Jason says Ben is the best Batman. Sad to see him go. You and me both, brother.
Agreed.
David said, Boy Wonder says, why don't you have super chats enabled? I'm not eligible for super chats until I reach a certain milestone, which is 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers. That's why we use all of mine. Go ahead.
Have you thought about setting up a PayPal link and putting it in the description of your video so people could send you PayPal donations? I did that before I got my super chats.
I didn't. Right now, bro, I'm really doing it for the fun of it. I may get with you on DM and maybe you can talk me through that because I'm not very. But far as the boy winning question, whenever YouTube put certain parameters up, I think a few years back it wasn't as stringent as it is now. But part of it now is, if I remember the rules correctly, you got to have 4,000 hours, viewing hours, and 1,000 subscribers in order to apply to be a partner with YouTube. Once you get that certain milestone, then you're going to send them in a request and they'll watch one of your videos, make sure it doesn't have any copyright infringements and all that other good stuff. And if they say it's good to go, then you are allowed to monetize. Not sure what COPPA is going to do, how that's going to affect me. And I think you have a year to do that.
Yeah. Once you hit that milestone, and they'll automatically submit your channel for you. But once you hit that milestone, hit me up and I'll show you a trick to get you approved quicker. it's what I used, and I sent it off to Fatal J and a couple other people, and helped them out.
How long did it take you to get to 4,000 hours? I mean, I'm really struggling with that.
Well, it took me. It depends. Like if you do it like legitimately just do your videos and stuff like that, it can take about a year. But if you set yourself up a playlist and you play your stuff on loop, on repeat and stuff, under a different Gmail account or YouTube account, it counts towards your hours. So a lot of people do that, like where they will at nighttime when they go to sleep, they'll put their entire playlist on loop under a different YouTube account. And it counts towards your hours, and it helps you get there faster.
I gotta learn that trick because my hours is ridiculous. I got a lot of views. I got over 10,000 views, but I think my hours was like 50 something. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. And I don't know.
Live streams are definitely a way to get there, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying it, man. Right now, this is 3 hours. I may have to start live streaming 2 or 3 times a week.
Because right now you got 9 people watching right now, and so each one of them counts for the 3 hours. So each one of them watch for 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next question is, my objection isn't so much Affleck. Well, I wish that he would go to rehab. I wish he'd be successful in his rehab, and I wish he'd say, I think I'm going to give Batman another chance, because I definitely love to see him as Batman. He was awesome.
Yep.
Mr. Scott gives me a funny face, looks like a laughing face. And David says, same here. I hate beer. All right, sirs, madams, if Mama Bear's still on here, I appreciate your time. It is very much appreciated. We have been on here 3 hours and 11 minutes. I did not think I would be on there, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I want to thank Sean. I appreciate you coming on here and spending your time.
Absolutely.
It's very enjoyable. I want to get with you on a DM and maybe we can get talk about some things that could possibly benefit us, both of us, and especially that 6-man and 5-man and 1-woman team we did earlier.
Absolutely, yeah.
If possible, you want to try and do tomorrow, all 3, or you want to wait till Thursday? Well, Thursday's gonna be bad for me. I got something I can't miss.
We could probably do tomorrow. Yeah.
Just let me know one way or the other. I'll shoot you a text and let you know, or I'll shoot you DM, let you know. But again, man, I appreciate it. Y'all check out Sean's channel, man. I try to watch it as much as possible. Please remember to hit notification bell, because we want you to be have access to all our material that we upload. Anything you want to say before we go off, Sean?
Man, I just appreciate being here. It's a lot of fun streaming with you. We have a lot of the same opinions and likes when it comes to superheroes. Even what we don't disagree with, it's all cool, because it's all about the fandom of loving these characters and these franchises. So just big thank you to embracing me and having me on your channel, man. I truly appreciate it.
No problem, man. I'm glad I checked that Twitter that day you made that offer. It's been very enjoyable. Man, I think you're awesome. Like you said, we have some of the same opinions. I think this is gonna be a good thing, brother. And
yep.
Just let me know whenever I have a free moment and we want to get together on streaming, man. Just let me know. I'll be there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, man. You take it easy, man. And I'll catch you next time.
All right. Take care.
All right. Later.
Later.